Dynasty Decisions, episode number 149, Danny. We are one away from the big 150. We've been doing this series for about 4 years now. It's obviously metamorphosized over the years from you guys submitting a sleeper screenshots to then we had the Google form that people filled out. And now, of course, we have the site where people are able to submit us team reviews. But yeah, we are one episode away from Dynasty Decisions 150.
Well, man, when you hear little key details in your life and you're like, oh shit, we've done almost 150 episodes of this. And then you realize like, oh shit, we started this when I was 20 years old. And I'm like, oh shit, now I'm closer to 30 than I am 20. Like everything hits you like a freaking Mack truck when you contextualize like, yeah, 150 episodes spanning, like you said, almost 5 years at this point. Like I just turned around 21 when we started around them. So, man, cheers to getting older. Yeah.
I was single living in my parents' basement when we started this season, this episode series, and I'm going to be married in 4 months. So that's a pretty crazy turn of events as well. And we're also, I would imagine, like going to have kids pretty soon after we're married as well. So yeah, definitely life hits you fast. For those of you guys that are filing into the stream here, in the chat, team review, trade questions, flock fantasy, all that good stuff. We're going to go through the trade questions and team reviews that we have currently, but put a hurt on the like button. If you guys get us to 50 likes, we'll give away some free questions, maybe some free team reviews. If you're very nice in the comments section and this stream starts to kind of grow and a lot of people are tuning in, we might give out some free team reviews as well. And of course, if you guys do submit a trade question, submit a team review throughout the duration of the stream, we will get to it on the stream as well.
So, by the way, if I add my Twitter now, like it won't glitch anything, right?
I think it should be fine now, but for some reason, when your Twitter got hacked, it like screwed with everything and it wouldn't let me re-add it. But if you want to, in the meantime, connect it back, you should be able to stream back to your account.
Well, I also want to make sure, like midstream, if I connected it, like nothing would happen.
Yeah, no, I think it should be okay as long as you just add it as a destination or whatever. But yeah, I'll give you guys a head start on the like button. I will go in on my own personal YouTube account and hit the like button to give you guys a freebie. And that gets you closer to questions. So, yeah, it says your account.
Should be right?
Click here to reconnect your destination. Yeah, so you have to reconnect it for some reason.
I just have to authorize it again because when my Twitter got hacked, basically on my Google, like I unauthorized a lot of the apps that were connected.
I see. Yeah.
Just because like, yeah, when you're hacked, it's probably not good connecting anything. So
no, yeah, for sure. All right. So we do have a team review here, cooking with Genty of Love, which is crazy. Schmilio submitted this a couple days ago. We're a little late getting to this one for him, so I'll throw him a free trade question in the meantime. But hey guys, just wanted to check in with you guys on my team, looking to try and make some moves either after the draft, before next season. Regardless, you guys have been such a big help previously, trying to determine if I should grab one more blue chip receiver in trades. Jay Jettas or Drake. One thing I quickly want to just shout out, as you can see here, it now says Juggernaut beside the best teams in the league. It says balanced, weak rebuilder, etc. So we actually have official like labels on the team types, which makes our job a little easier from answering questions standpoint. And as I've talked about previously, you can sort by contender view, rebuilder view, and then regular dynasty rankings view, depending on what your goal is for your specific team. That's obviously going to be more applicable to you if you're like this team, for example, cooking with Genty of Love. This is a true contender. You watch the team, you go Josh Allen, Jordan Love, Jared Goff, Genty, James Cook, all these guys. You sort by contender, and you could see where they're going. It pulls directly from underdog ADP. So you can actually see James Cook's RB5 off the board, Genty's the RB6 off the board. And it contextualizes both the dynasty rankings when you swap between those and also kind of the redraft implications of how good some of those assets can be. And obviously, too, when you go rebuilder mode, it's going to really heavily favor the draft capital side of things. They get a boost there, and you got the 101 and the 103. So, I mean, you're going to be adding Jeremiah Love to this team. You're going to be adding, presumably, Mekhi Lemon or Carnell Tate to this team as well.
Well, the thing about it, too, is when you're in rebuilding view, it's more so based on our rankings in a dynasty context. And like you said, in a contending view is more so like where they go on underdog, where they go on some of these, bigger apps. I'm sure when we get all our best ball rankings,
underdog ADP. It's not just where they go on underdog. It literally is just where they go on underdog.
But that's what I mean. And eventually when we get our own best ball ranking set up into, like, it's going to filter that. But for those of you that are wondering in terms of the labels, the way Mason kind of described it right now, Juggernaut would be top 2 in both contender and
what we call rankings as monster here. We would refer to it as monster if it was
shopping in Louis Vuitton. Shopping in Louis Vuitton. Strong contender. I mean, pretty simple. You're top 3 or 4 level contender in the rankings, but you don't have like the dynasty asset value that a juggernaut would have, which is usually your more bog standard.
Yeah, your prototypical contender in a competitive league.
Has like McCaffrey and Barkley as their running backs, maybe like a Mike Evans, one of their pivotal receivers, a production, but not maybe necessarily a value guy. Strong rebuilder would just be the inverse of that, top 3 in rebuilding overall asset value, but maybe the contending overall production hasn't caught up. Balance, pretty self-explanatory, doesn't really fall into any of the buckets. You're kind of just, middle of the pack.
Yeah, maybe we should talk to Mason about adding like a fraud kind of in between there as well, where it's like you're like 7th in contending and 6th in rebuilding.
Well, that would be the weak contender. So the weak contender would
be
bottom 6 in contending and bottom 3 in rebuilding, aka not where you want to be. And I love the fact that when what have we we've called it like orphan teams before, we've called it just like trash teams. Like what was the word we used for like just a team that's completely hopeless?
Like a tank job, probably.
Tank job, but like not even like with asset value. Let's say you have like no production and like no picks. Mason has it categorized as pipsqueak.
Pipsqueak, yeah, that's pretty funny.
See if there's any pipsqueaks in this league.
There's not in this specific league. No, just some weak rebuilders.
Which is also not good.
Yeah, not good. But anyways, this team, basically his main question is he's looking to grab one more blue chip receiver in trades, whether it's like Drake London or Justin Jefferson. I think both guys very good buy lows at this point in time, given the production that they should be able to give you and some of the questions around like their quarterback position, weighing their price down. I don't know. What is your thought on using that 103 asset maybe to go and get said wide receiver? Because I think you could probably get Justin Jefferson for 103 plus something. Like you're not going to get him straight for 103, but I don't think it would cost you a ton more in a trade on top of it.
So it really depends. You obviously have the production, so like I think it would make sense. Depends really what it is. If it's like 103 and you also have to give up like a late projected one, like no, I'm not doing that because I have Cardinal Tate, Mekhi Lemon relatively within a round and a half of Jefferson. But if it's like you have to throw the
201,
I think I would do the 201. That's probably the most I would.
He has 5 1s in 2027.
I'm not touching those.
4 1s in 2027. He also could get real bold with this if he really wanted to and go like 103 plus like a mid projected one. See how close that gets you to like Malik Neighbors or something like that. Somebody who's even a little bit more valuable.
I was
maybe even Chase Nakua or JSN.
And I mean, you just have so much quarterback liquidity too. You can pop a quarterback in a deal to be able to, move up. Because
I would definitely make a move for a tight end personally as well because of the quarterback liquidity that you've built up. I think Darnold or Willis both are fine sell high candidates because Willis just got the contract. It's effectively a 1-year deal with the Dolphins. Maybe you could sell that.
Darnold's a big one for me too.
Yeah, Darnold's fine. I think he's a good option, but it's not like he's a significant fantasy producer to the point that you're going to want to start him every single week. Like you're probably better off with Goff and Love anyways.
It's for those of you guys that are in like, like the sports cards, like hockey, baseball, basketball, but football particularly, like when a player wins a Super Bowl, usually you'll see their price peak up. Like that's kind of like with Darnold, where it's like, is him winning the Super Bowl realistically any impact on his dynasty value, any impact on his point per game equity that he's going to give you? No. But because he won a Super Bowl, I guess like the real life questions that people might have kind of got diluted. So that'll help his market value in Dynasty. Because if somebody views him as more of a long-term play, which again, I think he is proven at this point, but there was like question marks on him in week 15. He wins the Super Bowl. It's like now, like, has anything realistically tangibly changed in Dynasty? No. But has the perception changed? Yes.
I will say it is an 8-man league, so you're going to have a hard time selling an asset like Sam Darnold. You're not going to probably get anything for him because it's not the type of league format where quarterbacks
nobody cares.
But maybe, this team really only has 2 long-term quarterbacks. This team only has Stroud and Dart. Maybe they'd be interested in selling somebody like that, but you like what you're probably about to say is you could sell Love or Goff instead.
Yeah, you could sell up. I think that makes sense. I would also like, because of that format, I would literally be willing to sell like, I'm not even joking, 70 cents on the dollar a quarterback.
Yeah,
like, they just don't have a lot of value.
Darnold, like this guy right here has the worst quarterback core in the league, according to this. He has Bo Nix.
Is he pressed to buy a Sam Darnold?
Well, and not only that, he might not be pressed to buy a Sam Darnold, but let's say he wants to for whatever reason.
Maybe, yeah.
He has 2 tight ends. You have 0 tight ends, basically, or no one that's a significant contributor. Maybe you could use Darnold plus maybe one of your future picks or something like Darnold plus a late projected 27 first get you in the range of Tyler Warren potentially. Like I think it's possible you could go after a big fish at tight end there.
Hear me out. In an 8-man format, I would almost be willing to send Love for Warren. In an 8-man format,
Jordan Love, you're referring to, right?
Jordan Love. He has Tucker Kraft. He
Yeah.
needs, a stable quarterback too. I do think if you just say hypothetically bumped everyone up, Jared Goff now becomes your 2, Willis Darnold becomes your 3-4. Like,
Yeah.
I still think
It's not
that's
a
a
tight end
possible quarterback
premium
core.
as well. It's a non-tight end premium
Fair.
league as well. So that's going to hurt the tight end position. But yeah, I think addressing the tight end position with a producer of some kind, I'm fine rolling with Strange in these guys, but I do think if you can get a discount on a Tucker Kraft, a Sam Laporta, some of the like buy low mid tight end ones, maybe you can buy high even too on like a Loveland or Warren if the price is right for you. I think that I'd be totally fine doing that. But yeah, aside from that, man, like the plan of maybe seeing what you can get with that 103 is totally fair if you want to just go get a competitive Drake London or Justin Jefferson. But I'm also very much high on the 2 receivers in this class that I think they can get on the field right away and produce wide receiver 2 type of production. I think that Mekhi Lemon, wherever he goes, can be really productive right away. I think that Carnell Tate, wherever he goes, can be really productive right away. So having that as like your worst case scenario is not the worst either. And at 201, for what it's worth too, you might be in the neighborhood of Eli Stowers at the tight end position, and like even 301, 306. We are both fans of like the Max Clares and the Justin Jolies in this class. And if you can hit big on one of those tight ends, like that's going to be huge for the rest of your team because you're not
based on my ranks.
Capital. Yeah, you're not spending high capital to fill out that position. Like last year, people who drafted Harold Fannin and Rondé Gatson know exactly what I'm talking about. If you drafted them in the 3rd, 4th round of your rookie drafts, you feel like you have a starting tight end moving forward and you didn't spend a lot to get them.
Well, because of the discrepancy, again, like spoiler, if you guys have the draft guide, you'll know like Stowers isn't even my tight end too. So like the fact of the matter is if I can wait till 301 and then still get a tight end that I feel very confident. Again, like they're all same tier for me. But the fact that like one is kind of viewed so much ahead of the others in the dynasty landscape.
Were you
like,
that Clarendon test, by the way?
I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I thought I saw a functional athlete on tape.
Okay, because your comp was Sam Laporta. Mine was like Pat Fryermuth. Like I think we're talking a Dalton Schultz caliber athlete, not a Sam. Like Sam Laporta is a freak. Like I don't think he's anywhere close to that.
I think he's low to mid 4.6s.
Really? Okay. Yeah. I don't see that at all. He was projected to run 4.72 and he didn't choose to run.
Yeah.
So that to me is a huge red flag. And for what it's worth, Jolie, who's my tight end 3, didn't run either. So I don't think that bodes well for either.
Don't get me started with the pro day verticals too, with Trig and Jolie. Just
terrible fucking pro day verticals for sure.
27 inches, and you're supposed to be the athletic tight end. Like
Trig, what are we doing? Trig jumped
27 inches.
Oh
bro.
God, yeah. Jolie's was like 31.5, which is still bad.
Like for reference, we had offensive linemen cracking mid 30s.
I'm pretty sure I could crack 27 inches, man. Like that's piss.
Yeah, no,
I don't think there's a bigger difference.
Yeah, we just disagreed on Claire.
Yeah, no, we disagree on Claire in principle. Like I think he's more of a Fryermuth caliber athlete.
I think he's more Laporta.
I personally don't see why you see that because there's nothing on his profile indicates he's a good athlete.
Just watching him move.
Yak numbers suck. Usage was never downfield. Like I don't see why you see that athleticism.
I mean, the usage this year was always going to be hampered by the context of the offense.
His Purdue usage wasn't prone to plays either.
But we'll never know. We'll never know. He looked faster than that to me on tape.
Yeah, that's fair. So his MPH numbers and his projected 40s were not high though either.
Yeah, I mean, we saw how fugazi the projected 40s ended up being.
I don't know. They're pretty decent. Like they'll lead you on the right track for the most part. They're not like super accurate every time. But
you also said Jamari Taylor had like a 4.48 projection.
4.51 was his projection.
Oh, was it? Okay, I thought you said it was low. I thought you said it was high.
I sometimes you look at it and you go, I don't think that's what he's going to actually run. And sometimes you think it's about right. Like for me, I saw 4.72 for Max Clare. I was like, yeah, it's probably about what he's going to run.
Whereas like for example, with Jamari Taylor, it's like when I watched him, the first thing I said, I'm like, okay, even if he ran like mid 4.5s, like obviously 4.66 is not what I wanted to see, but mid 4.5s is like, okay, like given his play style, that's fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not a good time that he ended up running. But yeah, I mean, Schmilio, this is a well-constructed team. Obviously, you got the juggernaut label for a reason. So you are in really great shape and you're going to be able to figure this thing out, whether it's, drafting all the players that you can draft. And like, as much as I love Jeremiah too, like you're in a position where you can just go win a championship. If you really wanted to sell that pick for Bijan or something, you could always do that as well. Just because of the situation that your team finds itself in. So Unfit Effect here has a trade on the table. Dynasty 2 quarterback, 12 teams, start 10, PPR tight end premium. He would be receiving Jackson Dart, Travis Etienne, 2 2s, a 207 and a second next year in exchange for Henderson, Love, and a random 27 first. So, I mean, I don't have a huge distinction between Love and Dart for me. This must be a person.
I do, and I'm still taking the Love side.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think Love and Dart are not that far apart, personally.
So, I mean, I don't mind Love. He's getting a little bit older now. The point per game equity hasn't really been there. You're definitely higher in the mid range than him, on him than I am. Let me take a look where he is overall for me for reference. When I say that, by the way, I'm talking about I have him at 51 versus 42.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, he's like he's my tier
me.
break at quarterback. Like the second he goes off the board, I'm now into Prescott, Mayfield territory where they're pure competitive quarterbacks as opposed to guys.
I don't view that as a tier break. I view him as in that tier, not a tier break.
As a production piece, I don't either, but as an asset for the types of builds he fits, I do.
I mean, he's 28. Like, it's not like he's young.
Well, I mean, Dak is 33. That's a 5-year difference.
But I mean, like, it's not like you're talking about like a young quarterback. Oh, like he's gonna get like he's got to produce no matter what. Like he's 28
he does, but like he's proven that he's a good quarterback already, and like the team, like it's not like the Packers are at risk of moving off of him or anything like that.
I get that. I'm just worried about the overall lower volume. I think Green Bay as a team might, start slow. Parsons obviously starting the season potentially on the shelf. We'll see what the receiver core looks like too, especially, we don't know.
I don't know. I have confidence in Kraft, Reed, and those guys.
Again, and that's the context taking him from 42 to 51 for me. I have Dart at 35. So if you bridge the gap there, 9 and then 3, like there's a 6-spot discrepancy between them, like versus where I have him versus you. But with that being said, when you account for the fact that I do prefer Trevion Henderson to Travis Etienne,
it's probably a smaller gap for me, but I do prefer Henderson.
And I do much prefer the 27-1 to the ammo of picks here. So
yeah, no, for sure. This is he said I'd rather get rid of Harvey in a tough running back situation. So I mean, I'm assuming you'd be the one.
Let's say it was Harvey instead of Henderson.
This side, let me just see.
I'm assuming he would mean Harvey instead of Henderson. That's what he's saying. He's the other team.
Yeah. Okay. So he would be. Oh, he doesn't have Harvey or Henderson on this team. So
he traded them.
Yeah, I mean,
9 days.
I would rather get rid of Harvey than both of these running backs. I don't know which one you have, but I also would rather get rid of Harvey than either of these running backs, whatever one you possess.
So let's take a look at his team. Let's see what trade he might have done here then. Because he clearly already acted given the when.
Well, this team has Etienne on it. This team has Dart on it. So if he made this trade, if this is his team, then
unless he's the other team.
Yeah, I mean, if he's the other team, this is a much better situation, obviously, that he's in.
But this doesn't have picks, right?
No, and this doesn't have.
So I think he's the 4 team, and he made the deal. That's what I'm gathering.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, I like this side of the deal. Whatever side you are, I like this side of the deal.
Yeah, send him a free trade question because it was 9 days ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
We'll just make sure we account for that.
Yeah. CB63, should I trade my 105, 110, and late projected 28 first? Careful with that. It's 2 years away. Don't be saying late unless you know for sure.
That's not late.
Yeah, 101 and for 101 and Jonathan Brooks, or keep my picks for depth and roster. Okay, so I mean,
say Brooks is a late 2 or late 3 valuation. He doesn't really contextualize into the value. It's realistically 105, 110 in the first for 101 when you're talking.
Which I think Tyson, Casey Concepcion / Boston plus a late first. I think that's about fair value for Jeremiah. It just, I would want, the only way I would do a trade like this is if I'm in position to win. If like I make this trade and Jeremiah is now my RB1 or my RB2 or my RB3 on a competitive roster, I'm fine with it at that point. And by the fact that you're saying late first means that you're probably in that situation.
So let me put it as simply as this. I would almost need to be not a juggernaut because that's top 2 in both contender and rebuilder ranks, but not even strong contender because I don't want to be bottom 6 in terms of value ranks. I want to be somewhere where like you're top 3 as a contender and you're at least top 4 to 5 in your league in value. If you're in that,
maybe you have extra pick equity too.
Yeah, exactly. Because like again, the way Mason kind of labeled it's like strong contender. It's like you are bottom 6 and rebuilder, and to me, I'm not spending this amount of capital if I know I'm already bottom 6.
Yeah, well, balanced is the other team archetype that you can be there as well, where it's like you're top 6 in both or whatever.
Yeah. But I would also need to be a little bit higher than 6th in the contender rankings. I would probably need to be somewhere between 2 and 4.
And you're correct, Scribbles. If I had the 101, I wouldn't sell it for this.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean, Scribbles. So like we got to contextualize.
But again, you have to contextualize that some people will just make trades like this, whether they're ready to contend or not. And if you are not in a position to win, then selling off a bunch of assets that you could use to hit big, you kind of do need volume at a certain point when you're a rebuilding team. But again, given the fact that he said late first, I'm assuming he's a contending team. So
the way you think about it like this, when you're in a contending window and you can spend up on like a good piece, let's just say hypothetically, well, let's relate it to the sports cards again. You have the money to buy a hobby box, knowing that inherently you're more guaranteed to get something good, but you're paying for that extra bit to make sure it's good. That would be like investing and, sending 3 firsts for like a Jeremiah Love type.
Right.
The other option would be you open blaster boxes, which or retail boxes, which you get at the store, inherently, okay, there's no guarantee I get anything here, but if I do get something, the value of me banging on let's just say a $30 pack as opposed to a $500 pack, well, then inherently that the value is going to be, well, I got from 30 to whatever the card is worth. That would be like hitting on the 106 and he turns into Justin Jefferson. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah.
There's more volatility that you accept, but when you're in a rebuilding situation,
you don't really have a choice because every rebuild, if it was optimal, would just sell all their future projected picks for the best assets in Dynasty. Yeah. But realistically, there's only a couple teams that are capable of doing stuff like that.
You get it though, chasing breakers. It's the difference between a hobby versus a blaster or a retail box. It's you kind of know what you're signing up for. You're probably not going to get something, but if you do, you're good.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. One thing I was going to say off the top of my head. Oh, yeah. We only have 14 likes right now, fellas. Come on, let's get that number up. Once we get to 25, we'll start giving away trade questions, but we are going to need to get to 50 to give away free team reviews. And I know you guys want some free team reviews this time of year because it's a really crucial time of year for a lot of people. But let's move on to the next question.
I just want to say also appreciate you, Schmilla.
Yeah, I think both of us would prefer the 101 in a vacuum, assuming the team's ready for it.
That's the other thing, too. Not every trade is made in a vacuum. We can talk about valuations broadly, but I mean, I had this conversation, for example, with Corey in our FSC listener league. It's just because you can make the trade and it's okay, is your team in a spot to be able to make certain trades? Or are you just doing it to do it? I always... That's the
doing it to do it is sometimes fine if the value is so much so that you just can't pass on it. But doing it to do it also creates more work for yourself sometimes where you're like, oh, I don't need this 29-year-old, producing receiver. But now I have, because I'm trading for him, now I just created work for myself now that I have to resell this guy. And now I'm holding and undertaking the risk that he gets injured or loses value or whatever.
Well, the example too, we're just in a startup. It would be a certain quarterback fell 5 picks past ADP. And it's is the value taking the quarterback there? Sure. But if you already drafted 2 quarterbacks in your first 3 picks, is the 5% extra value you got there really worth the hassle of having then to flip the asset?
Yeah. And also there's a reason that they fell too. And sometimes your league is not as high on the player or as high on the asset or whatever. And just because they fell at value doesn't mean it's actually going to be value on the open market. It might just end up being that your league values them that way and they need to be proven wrong at that point. And then you need to wait for the season for that player to prove them wrong, which is always a risk. I could have thought this year, for example, I'm Brandon Ayuk goes in the 15th round of startups. You guys are all nuts. I draft 1 million shares of Brandon Ayuk, but now I have the work of waiting for Brandon Ayuk to prove people wrong.
MVM, Corey. What's the 2 things that we've always referred to when it comes to Dynasty when we're talking about strategy? MVM.
Macro versus micro.
Bingo. Macro market could agree, hey, you're getting a value here. If you're a micro market, you're in a league with all of your buddies, 11 buddies from high school, and all of them are letting all the rookie picks fall or all the quarterbacks fall or a certain thing in the room is devalued. All it's going to cause you is hey, I scooped up all these things you guys are mispricing. But when I'm trying to sell them, none of you have interest. Why don't you have interest?
You got to be right at that point. Right? You got to just be your league's dumb for passing on all the rookie picks and you hit on a bunch of rookie picks. And that's
you have to be willing to hold.
Yeah, you got to be willing to hold a little bit to some degree because it's very easy to just be oh, I'm going to take this guy and sell him later. It's okay, well, what if he doesn't produce? Or what if he gets injured or something like that? So
for sure.
We got Adam's team here. He says, tanked last year to get Jeremiah Love. Should I tank again and try and get Jeremiah Smith? Speaking of Jeremiah Smith, tomorrow you guys will be seeing me rank the top 20 receivers in 2027. So if you want a full kind of detailed breakdown, kind of like a first edition of wide receivers to target and avoid for 2027, I'll be going through prospect model stuff there. Spoiler alert, Jeremiah Smith's won and he's way higher than everybody else. The league might move to max points 4 to determine draft order, which they all should, because that's the best way to do it.
That hasn't been happening yet.
Yeah. How would that affect my strategy? I mean, your strategy becomes you got to shed production off of your team because you can't just tank and put your best players on taxi squad, which is maybe what you've been doing already. What should I do with my current roster? How should I approach the upcoming rookie draft? So a lot of questions there. Looking at the team, I mean, this is a team that absolutely could still be really, really bad again next year. Even you add Jeremiah Love.
Even your best players are coming off injuries.
Exactly.
Your 2 highest valued assets.
If I have a roster like this, I'm probably selling Rashee Rice because I think that he's a volatile asset and I want to get people's mindset in the realm of like, oh, he's a wide receiver one in
14-man
fantasy.
league, by the way.
Yeah, 14-man league as well. You have a bunch of picks. If you're looking to tank again, the best and most ethical way to go about it would be to trade back and trade into future classes. Like you're on the board 201, somebody offers you a random 27 first for that pick, or maybe you give them 201 and 313 for a random 27 first. That's how you ethically tank. You get rid of the player acquisitions that you're about to make, and you roll with the players that you have, which are not very good players, hence why you had the 101 in this year's class. So the ethical tank, if you're wondering how to circumvent it in a max points 4, is to simply have a bad team. Simply have a bad roster and have most of your asset value in picks.
Can you search by the contender rankings? I am very curious if we do that. And also we would then have to contextualize that he is getting the 101 too. So he's 11 right now. Can we compare him to the Zamir White and the team above as well? Okay, so you're based off the teams below you, it's going to be really hard to get the 101 again.
Yeah, I mean, some of these teams have some competitive assets and are going to try and be productive. Like this team stinks, but like they do, it looks like they're not trying to rebuild.
Also, shout out Hove.
Yeah, no, shout out Hove indeed. Like this team also not very good. Probably going to add a bunch of players there. This Hove, if this is the Hove that we know, I'm not sure because I think
he might have taken over the game. I know he takes over some offense. He might have taken over.
Maybe he did, but yeah, like this team is definitely the favorite to have the 101 because I mean he doesn't even have his own one. Which
Who
is
has
terrible.
the one?
I don't know, but it's probably somebody with a.
Can you wait? I think I saw it on Adam's team, if I'm not mistaken. Go to his team. I think he had the Hove first.
Did he?
I think he did.
Yeah, he did. He's got it. I mean, so here's the thing. Because you have that guy's first, who after you add the players that you're about to add is probably going to have a worse team than you. I mean, you might be already tanking for Jeremiah Smith because you have his first, let alone your own first, which could still end up being like, let's say 102 to 106 or something like that. But because you have his one and he's the favorite to get the 101 based on the contender rankings, I probably wouldn't really tank my own team. If you want to get a high pick, get a high pick or whatever. But you know, you can spend that 201 on a player if you like that, like a player there. You can spend that 204 on a player if you like a player there, 106, 114, etc.
Yeah, don't feel pressured. I also would be willing to see if you can take the 106 and the 114 and move into the top 3 or 4. I'd be willing to do that.
Yeah.
I know you technically need numbers, but at the same time, I do view a tier break between the 106 versus Tate or Lemon. If you can add a Tate or Lemon on this team, maybe you send Rashid Rice away in that instance as well too. Then you have Malik Neighbors plus one of those 2 receivers. You probably get, let's just say you get a mid to late projected 27-1 for Rashid. Like, what do you think the equatable value would be if you were?
I think in a 14-man league, I think you should be able to, from like one of these juggernaut teams or one of these big contenders, like you should at least be able to get the 109 or something like that in this year's class, give or take. That's what I would
go for.
Some people would want more than that, but I'd actually be willing to sell Rashid for something.
I would go for 27 capital if I sell it.
Yeah. Go for a mid projected or a balanced type, find a balanced team archetype and try and get their one from them. Because that can always be like 104 in a best case scenario, 109, 110 in the worst case.
Yeah, and I get it for those of you watching the stream back and you're like, well, you're completely advocating to sell Rice low. It's like there's risk. And like if you are willing to ignore that risk, keep Rashid Rice. That's perfectly fine. We saw the 18, 19 point.
He could very easily be worth it,
right?
Like projected
it's your risk, man.
Midway through the season.
Yeah, it's your risk tolerance. It's like what assets do you believe in? And for us, it's like there's a risk level here. I've always acknowledged that when Rashid Rice is on the field, he's a big time producer. There's volatility though. And I'm also worried that I think the Chiefs are going to draft the receiver with one of the first 2 picks,
which is going to affect his value regardless. Cause it does sound like, I mean, we're seeing it with Puka right now. Apparently some of his off the field antics are factoring into his decision
or his bite out of a woman's neck.
I know. And instead they're factoring into his ability to get a second contract with his team. Think about the propensity Kansas City would have to pay Rashid Rice a second contract at this point. Cause I bet you the answer is 0 chance that they actually give him one.
I mean, when JSN resets the market at $42 million and Rashid Rice has to come to the table, it's like, yeah, he signed for that. And although I'm not JSN, I want 33 to 35 million. Like,
no one's paying Rashid Rice that. No one.
If he was on the market 2 years ago, he'd make 25 million. Like, that's the thing. Like the receiver market's blowing the fuck up. And it's like, if you're a team at the Chiefs, you can either invest 35 million per year in Rashid Rice, knowing the concerns, or you can draft a receiver in the top 10. That's on a rookie wage scale for the next 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, and Mekhi Lemon's already, like in my opinion, Mekhi Lemon's better than Rashid Rice anyways.
Yeah. Like, if they could get Lemon at 9?
Yeah, if they take Lemon at 9, put him in Rashid Rice's role and trade Rice or just use him for this year and then let him walk or something. Like, I think that Lemon would be absolutely elite. Yeah, hopefully the leagues learn from the Ayuk deal because Ayuk, going back to his, remember his sophomore year in the NFL, he has been a knucklehead the whole time, apparently.
Doghouse.
And he just kind of tightened it up for a couple of seasons there where he ended up putting out some good production, but he was in the doghouse his second year.
Yeah, remember we're like, oh, Shanahan, you're such an asshole. He's a young guy. Let him learn, let him play. It's like,
no,
some
apparently
guys
it was
are just
Ayuk's
assholes
fault the whole time. So
some guys are just dickheads. Like it happens. It's life. Like,
yeah,
sorry,
for sure.
like our favorite players aren't all Saints. Like
no, none of mine are on the Saints.
That's a good point.
Yeah. But again, make sure you guys hit the like button. I think we're closing on 25 likes here. We can give away some free questions. And after you hit the like button, throw your Flock Fantasy username in the chat there, and we can give you some free trade questions. Also, I would be remiss if I didn't point out, I appreciate all of you guys that have told me that you've ordered my fiance's upcoming poetry collection. I told you guys a couple times on streams already that if you pre-order Maria's poetry collection, which debuts, I believe, May 9th, so right around Mother's Day, for those of you guys that have wives and, mothers and sisters that would be interested in reading something like that, you will get a free trade question and a free start sit question if you pre-order her book. And if you pre-order 3 copies of it, you will get a free team review. So check that out. That is linked in the description of this video. But yeah, Adam, anything else that you would say about his team specifically? He did ask a couple other questions here. How would that affect his strategy? We kind of touched on already. What would you do with his current roster, and how should he approach this upcoming rookie draft? Again, given that you have volume of picks and you're still trying to compete, like not be competitive for another year, don't be afraid to trade into future classes. Don't be afraid to trade back. Don't be afraid to collect volume of picks. But generally, this is kind of when you are going to start to cash in on some of these chips that you've built up already, because you do have the 101 asset to add Jeremiah Love. You do have the 106 asset. Whether you trade up or down from it, you could still add a very good player at that pick, and so on and so forth. The only real pieces on your team that you feel excellent about are Fannin, Neighbors, and probably Mahomes at this point. Everybody else I'd still be willing to sell. And even Mahomes, he's a 30-year-old quarterback coming off of an ACL tear. If you could get younger and, add future capital on top of it, somebody's going to give you, Fernando Mendoza first in 27 and 2 2s or something. Like, maybe you are willing to move off of Mahomes for a price tag like that. So don't be afraid to continue to build up value, because when it comes to the 27 and 28 season, you're going to have a monster if you can hit on your picks.
Yeah, for sure. But overall, I mean, realistically, you got a lot of value built up. You're a strong rebuilder for a reason. Don't rush the process, but ultimately you're going to be in a position where you're pretty much, you're already it says, oh, dude, I'm reading that wrong. I almost said number 1 tight end core. That's number 1 in picks. My apologies. Number 1 in picks, number 5 in tight end rank, number 5 in wide receiver rank, number 8, number 14. Like, eventually, when this team fully materializing, you're looking at a top 4 to 5 core at every position.
Yeah, no, exactly. For sure. Let's move in. I just sent William in the chat, Mythos17. I just sent you a trade question, and Chasing Breakers, I will send you a.
What's that
trade.
smell?
What's up?
What's that smell?
Oh, this trade. First year Dynasty player in this team I inherited, so just trying my best not to let it die. Okay, first year Dynasty player. I mean, this is a fucking disgusting trade because they're all bad players. Well, not bad players, but like nobody's super exciting here. I have Algier and Addison close enough that if you believe in McCarthy and you want to take a swing on him, by all means. However, I think that Addison's probably the best asset in this deal, and you probably should just roll with him.
Let me see here. So Addison, I have 97 overall, and I have Algier 120. So pretty similar. I think I would keep Addison, but also if you wanted to say, hey, he's not really a consequential receiver, I want to roll the dice on McCarthy again, I don't blame you. This would be like you're picking in the 808 of a startup, and you got offered the 1006 in a fucking JJ McCarthy swing, which is probably like what, 13th, 14th rounder.
Which I'm not high on JJ McCarthy, but if you are, this is a fine price to pay.
Well, I mean, actually, here I'm talking contextually, like, this is probably what it is. I can literally see where they went in the startup that we just did, and this is accounting for rookie picks, but at the same time, JJ McCarthy went off the board. Is he still on the board? No, okay, no, he went 13-11. Who are the other two? Algier and Addison. Addison went 9-7. Algier went 10-7. So would you drop from the 9-7 to the 10-7 for the 13-11 added on there? Like, that's probably about fair.
Yeah. Again, I would say I probably wouldn't. Yeah. I think that the 9th round is when things start to fall off, whether you take Addison or somebody else there. So I personally wouldn't have done this, but if you do like JJ McCarthy, then I think it's a fine move.
Good point too, Scribbles. But at the same time, like, there's a difference when you're talking about knuckleheads in the you got to spend a top 4, top 5 round starter pick. Like once you're in the 9th round, it's like you're deciding between Addison and fucking Pittman and Metcalf.
And also, for what it's worth, the only reason Jordan Addison is wide receiver 34 in my rankings is because he's a knucklehead. Otherwise, he would be right there with Jalen Waddle and those guys in the mid-20s, late 20s of Dynasty wide receiver rankings. Yeah, he probably should never enter a car. Also, Danny, you know how long we've been doing this, by the way? One of my favorite prospects in the first year that we did this is going to be released from prison this offseason. So
shout out the boy.
He's like Ruggs is supposed to be eligible for parole in August 2026. He might be on a team's training camp roster this year. That's how long we've been doing this now.
Also, you saw, I mean, not the first year, but I'm surprised you haven't made the take that Zach Wilson is going to win the starting job yet.
Or
you saw where he signed, right?
Where did he sign? I didn't even see.
Oh, I joked with it in our league chat, like the one that's starting up right now. But I'm surprised we haven't heard the take from Corey about how Zach Wilson's going to beat out Tyler Shuck in camp.
Oh, is he on the Saints?
Please tell me you're not about this.
He is going to beat out Tyler Shuck. He's better. Also, Chasing Breakers. I see Chasing Breaks as a Flock username, not Chasing Breakers. Is that you? Not sure. Probably is. Flock named Frosty. Unfortunately, if you did not use promo code FSE, I cannot grant you a voucher, and I do not see your name, which means you probably used Flock or domain or another code. Again, if you did not use our code, I'm unfortunately not able to send you a trade question or a team review or anything like that. Again, keep hammering that like button. We'll keep the stream going. Ralph here, mid-first guy is what he has listed here. He is listed as a juggernaut. When you look at the rebuilder rankings, it's even more of a juggernaut because he has a very big pick bank, I'm assuming, built up here. And a couple of great quarterbacks. Danny, how would you like a dynasty team with Drake May, Caleb Williams, and Patrick Mahomes on it? That sound good to you? Of quarterback core?
Sheesh. All right, Ralph, I see you.
Yeah. Then he's got James Cook, Baishal Tootin or Baishal Tootin with a couple of other guys there. Lad McConkey, Nico Collins, Romo Dunze, Brian Thomas, etc. And then Colson Loveland, Isaiah Likely as his tight ends. I mean, this is the type of team where you add some running backs to it and you're going to be competitive. You're going to add Jeremiah Love with one of these picks in 107. Maybe you can add a receiver. Maybe you add maybe Jonah Coleman or Jadarian Price gets great draft capital.
Can we see the teams in the league too? I'm curious.
The other teams in the league appear to be a solid amount of money or solid amount of value below him. Like he's got what, 2,000 almost on these other teams.
Yeah, like if we go down to I'm curious because he had a couple firsts too. Okay. I wasn't sure if anybody I recognized. So we'll go back to his team. He got Mahomes and Cook for the 106, the 108, the 2-1 and QJ.
He has CDs first as well, who's a strong contender. He's got good, immediate win now, guys.
Good thing he
has his one.
He's got CD. And I mean, you got the Saints starting quarterback according to Corey.
Yep, Saints starting quarterback, man. Zach Wilson, one of my highest roster QBs across the league.
Bro, how poetic would it be if, I don't know, we'll say a stub toe because I'm never gonna say something in the air, but Tyler Shuck stubs his toe against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Zach Wilson comes in relief and leads.
I mean, that would be very like us to have Zach Wilson have a career day against us. Cause I mean, think of bad quarterbacks who had career days against Kirk Cousins on the Falcons, career days against the Bucs, Daniel Jones breakout game against the Bucs, Mitch Trubisky 6 touchdown game against the Bucs.
You guys always get wrong, man.
We get wrong by rookie quarterbacks as well. It's always rookie quarterbacks that ring our bell.
It's like the inverse of
Tyler Shuck's best game came against us, or one of his best games.
You remember for the longest time with the Patriots, it's rookie quarterback going up against Bill Belichick. I don't know how that's gonna work out for the young kid. It was always when you were a rookie quarterback and you had Bill Belichick on the schedule, it was your demon. But then you would see the Bucs the next week and be like, okay, maybe the kid will bring back his confidence,
Yeah. Frosty, I see just regular Frosty is your username. If it's just regular Frosty, then I do see you now. And I can send a question that way. Yes, trade question there. Okay, perfect. But yeah, this squad that we're looking at from Ralph is in great shape. I guess the one thing that would bother me about it, just from the visual aesthetic of it, is you don't have a wagon receiver at the moment. They're all good. But you'd love to have a Jamar Chase leading this core, or you'd love to have a JSN leading this core or something. I mean, we both agree that Odunze and Thomas and McConkey, one of them could maybe emerge into that. But
yeah, if you had a true hammer and everybody was delegated down a spot, that'd be nice.
yeah, that would be ideal. But even still, like, I mean, this is still a really great team. You're going to win this. If you win this league, you're going to be winning through your quarterbacks and through your top running backs anyways.
Corey, problem solved. You have Patrick fucking Mahomes that's expendable on this team. Like, yeah, you don't have to sell nukes soon because clearly people in the league are going to say, oh, you got Mahomes and Cook for that Fugaz. Like, I'm not going to send you then in return a great deal from Mahomes. Like, you're probably going to have to wait until mid-season. It's like, oh, week 8, week 9, and Mahomes is looking healthy again. He's the quarterback 4 in fantasy. It's at that point, if you want to move him for a stud receiver, like that would probably be your window because we know this all the time, Corey. It's like if you got somebody for what's a perceived steal, which again we could both agree 106, 108, 21 and QJ is a steal for Mahomes.
And what's with
James
Mahomes going for the 106?
I don't get it. For those of you that want context, there's a whole like fiasco in the FSE listener league, and
we let that trade stand. I'm guessing, right?
Well, like we never actually conducted a proper vote because nobody else except for like 4 people in the league noticed it happened. But for those of you that are curious, it was like Ja'Cory Krosky merit in the 106 for Pat Mahomes.
That vetoable in your guys' mind? That's vetoable in my mind.
Like, I understand the rationale. It's like, oh, it's an older quarterback. You want young. It's not enough. And like, we need due diligence to happen if a Mahomes ass is going on. I already had a talk, so I'm not going to. I'm very passionate when it comes to stuff like that. Yeah. I'm like, bro. But
would you would you guys veto that? Because we were saying, hey, I've vetoed one total.
As of now, we're letting it ride.
As of now, we're letting it ride. I have vetoed one trade in my entire Dynasty playing career. And last year, I was in a league where Bo Nix and Malik Neighbors went for like Sam Darnold in the 111. And it was like a whole
certain trade. I mean, especially when it's like a subscriber league. And we preach due diligence and stuff. Like we do want a level of competitiveness, full transparency. I've never personally vetoed a trade, but I've never really had to run
like this is the second ever trade I've suggested maybe be vetoed in my entire Dynasty playing career.
And like, again, I'm not going to say the name, but I've had a conversation with the individual before and he's had a history of making some ill-advised deals. The full transparency, I think the other one that we probably should have vetoed was even worse. The Bowers one.
Yeah, that one was probably worse for sure.
If I can find that one. So for reference, this Mahomes deal came after that one. I'll tell you guys what that one was so you can get a gist.
But if we didn't veto that one, we shouldn't veto this one. I agree.
Which is probably the process. The only issue is it happened with the same person. That would be like
exactly. That's the challenge is that we're like, brother, we can't be making more trades like this.
Like, let me see. It was Bowers. You guys ready for this? It was Tyler Algier and Brock Bowers for Cooper Kupp, Nick Chubb, Demario Douglas, Keaton Mitchell, Michael Wilson, Theo Johnson, Cade Stover, 2 seconds and 2/3 going into Bowers' rookie year.
Yeah. He traded Brock Bowers away for basically a bunch of junk.
Again, I'm not going to call it the individual because that's not fair. But at the same time, it's like I've had this conversation before. And seeing that trade happen, I'm like, I know you didn't do your due diligence. I know you just accepted the first offer you got. And I said, I'm like, if you're going to sell an asset like Mahomes, like you have to send offers in the league. You have to see what he's actually worth. You can't just sell him for 70 cents on the dollar, 60 cents on the dollar. So again, I've had that conversation. We could pretty much be done with it, but I don't know. We're like the trade's passed. Like it's like they're on each other's squads now.
Yeah, no, it's done. And like this individual I traded, what did I trade Sam Darnold for? I got a bunch of great pick assets for like a bunch of junk as well. Actually, that one's not bad because Darnold ended up gaining value. I thought that one was worse. Never mind. That trade ended up being fine.
Yeah, like I think my bigger problem is it happened with the same guy that got the Bowers trade. So I'm like, okay, like that's complete imbalance because it's like
the two people that received both of the lopsided deals were it was the same 2 individuals making the trades. That's the other part of it is that it's not like, oh, one guy got a great deal and we're all mad about it. This guy's team is now pretty stacked because of these 2 deals.
Yeah, and meanwhile, unfortunately, like the result of the other team, which was taken over via orphan, like
rough.
The team was orphaned in a better situation.
Yeah, not a great situation. Anyways, Ralph, your team is great. One thing I would be willing to do One thing I'd be willing to do with this team, Danny, is that 107 pick. You and I both know that the 107, a little bit of a fall off in terms of asset value. This is a team where I'm fine actually pushing to the middle on that 107 and selling that pick for another hammer running back if I can get one. Like Devon Achan's on the low right now. Like, what does Devon Achan cost you on top of the 107? Or even like, can you get a package of like CMC plus a competitive receiver for the 107 potentially? If you're in a winning position like Ralph is here. Or maybe too, like you have like these Odunze, Brian Thomas, Nico Collins type of receivers. We said, hey, it'd be great if you had a better receiver than one of those guys. What does Brian Thomas plus 107 get you? Does that get you in the territory of, Amon-Ra St. Brown or CeeDee Lamb or somebody like that?
Yeah, in one of those players, if you can get...
Because at 107, yes, you could just take Casey Concepcion or Denzel Boston or something like that. But I would rather use that asset on a competitive piece personally, based on the state of his team.
It might be hard to get CD off the guy whose team name is quite literally CD, but...
Well, he also has this guy's one next year, too. So it's possible he'd be intrigued by his own first rounder instead of the 107. Maybe you can offer him Brian Thomas and his own first rounder back for CeeDee Lamb if he thinks... Like, he also has McCaffrey. What if you gave him 107... his own first rounder and Brian Thomas or something for CeeDee Lamb and Christian McCaffrey?
Yeah, I think that would make sense. And I mean, how alpha would it be if you sent CD his own pick back, you got CD off of his team, and then you renamed your team CD? Like that is the ultimate level of alpha.
This is a good question because I think Achan is going to be a popular trade target for a lot of competitive teams. What on top of 107 would you give up for Devon Achan?
I would probably say the bar is about like a mid to late projected 27-1.
Really? You'd give up that much more on top of 107?
So if Casey Concepcion plus what? Like, I don't think you're going to get him for any cheaper than that.
No, I was going to say, like, I'd be willing to give up like the 111 this year on top of the
107. I don't think you're getting Achan for that.
You don't think you're getting Achan for 107, 111 this year?
I think it would need to be like 106 and 107.
I don't know, man. People are pretty low on Achan right now based on McDaniel leaving and the Dolphins being a tanking team and stuff.
Yeah, but at the same time, let's just say, for instance, in our startup, he went at the 303 valuation, the 106.
I wouldn't have taken him that high, personally, as much as I love Achan.
But, like, you're not taking any other running back over him between Walker, Taylor, and Cook.
No, but I would take some of the other assets ahead of him that went after him.
Yeah, 102, 103, I think probably I would.
I think his value is I would sell the 104 for him. So if 107 plus, I wouldn't do 107 plus a mid first next year. I wouldn't. I think that's too much.
Yeah, I think that's what his value is because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I agree with you, Johnny. I don't think the Achan manager, if they know what they're doing, probably would trade away Achan for 107 and 111. I'm just saying that's what I would ideally like to pay for him.
For reference, I don't think that's getting it done. The 106 and the 107 in our startup went at the 7.173, and I think if you offered the 7.1 and the 7.3 for the 3.3 in most startups, people would decline.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good. I mean, Danny's probably right. You probably would have to pay a 27-1. I guess if I'm going to do that,
24-year-old 20 point per game running back.
I know. If that's what you're paying, I would maybe want some kind of small piece attached, like maybe Achan, and they give you like kind of
where I'm at,
high value handcuff or a 3rd round pick or a wide receiver, sneaky veteran guy.
Yeah, like
they did Chris Godwin and Achan for the 2-1s.
Yeah, if you can squeeze something else, be my guess. But I just think like. Again, I'm lower this year given the state of the Dolphins offense, but it's a guy that averaged 5.7 yards per carry last year, 12 touchdowns,
I know, he's a machine.
20 point per game. Like that he's still going. I mean, he's dropped, but what's his underdog ADP? I mean, I guess we could check.
It's probably a mid to late 1, I would imagine, right?
Sort by contender. Let's see where Achan shows up.
Well, I don't actually know what team Achan's on right now.
Oh, maybe probably one of the higher running back cores. Check the 1, 2, or 3.
That guy's got a great core. Holy crap.
God, that's insane. Probably the 3rd.
Where is the 3rd?
Please.
Gibbs. Nope. He just has Gibbs carrying him.
7th? What?
God, this guy, whoever has Achan must only have Achan. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, he's RB7 off the board.
RB7 off the board. That's sort of by Dynasty ranks, no?
No, it's in Contender view. It's just
the
overall number is kind of messed up because it's super flex, right? It's not.
Got you.
Yeah, maybe once Underdog has a super flex contest live, then it would be a lot more accurate in the overall number. But I don't think they have any super flex contests live, so I think the overall number is not accurate.
Still though, RB7 off the board. So like I'm assuming probably the top 6 are going to be some combo: Bijan, Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor. I'm assuming Jeremiah Love's probably going over him and Ashton Genty, or it could be Hampton. Probably
James
2 of
Cook
those
is
3.
going ahead of him.
Oh, Cook, right?
Yeah, James Cook is going ahead of him. That would be the other one.
Yeah, fair enough.
But again, this is a great team. We don't really need to spend too much time on it. You know what you're doing at this point, Ralph. Bad news deck. And by the way, I sent out vouchers to pretty much everyone in the chat that showed up. So Sawyer, I believe I sent you one. Chasing Breakers, I sent you one. Frosty, I sent you one, etc. So you guys should be able to submit those trade questions. And again, what are we at likewise? Are we near 50? We're not close to 50 yet. We're only at 32. So for those of you guys that want a team review voucher, we'll give away a couple of those if we get to 50 likes on the stream. There's more people starting to tune in now at this point around the hour mark that we've been going. So if you want a team review, hit the like button so more people can see the stream. And another quick thing too, like if you want to just purchase a team review, we will get to it today. If you want to purchase a trade question, we will get to it today. And the 2027 prospects I've now loaded into my prospect model. If you guys want those on the site to tinker around with in the prospects tab, I'll send them to the devs and you can tinker around with Jeremiah Smith this far away from the NFL draft, which I don't imagine anybody else is offering. But yeah, that'll be available on Flock Fantasy as all of our content and shit is. This is an insane deal. You have to take this. Yeah, you have to take this. I mean, I love Jeremiah Love, but man, that is a haul for the 101.
Just the lead insulation. Like I have Love over Hampton, don't get me wrong, but if somebody said, hey, I actually value Hampton, he's got McDaniel, rebuilt offensive line, they signed Biadasz, they get their 2 tackles healthy, maybe they add a guard in the draft or something like that. Like if somebody said they had Hampton over Love, again, I wouldn't agree with it, but I'd at least see them out. The fact that you're getting 102 as an insulation piece for what I would describe as half tier behind Love is about where I would have him. And that's also not even acknowledging, like, what if he goes to the Titans? Like, what if he goes to a shit land?
Yeah. No, I think you have to have Hampton a half tier behind Love because it's not like Hampton was a monster his rookie year. He was good, but he wasn't like exceptional.
Yeah. Like for reference, the difference in our startup is the 101 aka Love went at the 110 and I got Hampton at the 26. Like that's probably about the valuation. I like 1-2 turn pick for Love, mid-second for Hampton's usually where they go.
Yes. Also, I just realized we now have the option to create polls.
Ooh, interesting.
In the chat, hopefully it shows. Does it show in the chat? Hopefully you guys are able to see that. But if you've liked the stream, hit 1 or 2 in the chat there to vote in the poll. I didn't realize that StreamYard had this available as a thing. So if you've liked the stream, hit that. Yep. If you have not liked the stream, I guess you hate free team reviews for your fellow.
We can utilize that in underdog drafts too.
Yeah, we can. We can utilize that in underdog drafts. What? Can I show it elsewhere? Stop. I guess and move it around. This is like a new feature. Sorry, I'm just trolling. Is it? Do you have to type? Okay, so you can't click the poll. You have to type a number in the chat. Okay, I mean, hopefully they change that part of it. That's not ideal because then people are just spamming the chat with 1s and 2s. Instead of just actually clicking the poll the way that Mason can do because he uses YouTube VOD or whatever to stream. But because there's 2 of us, we're not actually able to do that. Yeah, so you have to type a number to hit yes that you've liked the stream. But yeah, appreciate that. And again, we will give away team reviews if we get to that number. This one was very straightforward. Yes, you are taking Amari and Hampton and the 102. This next team review here, I have the 2nd pick this year, wondering if I should trade up to 101 to guarantee Love or just sit at 2 and see how it plays out. Plan on taking Mendoza and Lemon/Tate or Love/Lemon Tate. Okay, so let me see what picks he has here to make sense of all this. He's got the fingernails, which I knew he had fucking Caleb Williams on his team the second I saw that was his team name. So he has 101 and 103. So he's wondering, wondering if I should trade up to 101 to guarantee Love. So he must have done this already because he said, or just sit at 2. So he must have had 102 and 103 originally, but now he has 101 and 103. So he must have already made this deal. And now he's guaranteed Jeremiah Love and then whatever receiver falls to him. Would you be inclined to take Fernando Mendoza with the 103 given his quarterback core? Or would you be more likely to take Tate or Lemon? Because this is a conversation that some people, I'm sure, we're personally not really of the opinion that we would take Fernando Mendoza over those receivers, but some people, if they have a barren or desolate quarterback core, might be of that opinion.
Well, it depends. Can you ship Murray or Jones for solid value?
I doubt it. I
How do
doubt
you feel
anybody's
about
giving you
those two?
significant. I mean, I feel fine about them as my QB 2 and 3. I would be comfortable not taking Fernando Mendoza myself,
Because
because I
I would
like.
argue, I would argue a wide receiver 2 is almost like not as much of a need, but like not that far off.
Yeah, I mean, what I would like to do with a team like this, because keep in mind, Rice is my lowest ranked receiver here, but he is the second most productive receiver here. What I would like to do is, could I sell Rice for Jordan Love and then take Lemon or Tate with my other receiver pick? Because I would rather my team look like that than I would the alternative, which is like taking Mendoza, having a rookie quarterback, and then not getting the high end picked receiver like Tate and Lemon represent. So that's kind of where I would be at with it. I would be more comfortable figuring out my quarterback position in other ways than just force picking Fernando Mendoza over the receivers, because I do prefer the receivers. But I mean, let's say Lemon goes to the Jets at 14, Tate goes to the Browns at 6, and you're like, I'm not a huge fan of those landing spots, and you want to take Fernando Mendoza. I don't think it's outrageous. I don't think you're going to get anything from Murray and Jones. So I don't think it's easy as saying, oh, take Mendoza, sell Murray and Jones, or Jones. I just don't think you're going to get much.
10 man, let's get that changed to a 1. Oh, it won't let me vote twice. Oh,
I see. He's just testing it out.
Okay.
But yeah, that's kind of my thought process on this roster, is that I think that you can use the receiver more than you can use the quarterback. In super flex leagues, Murray and Jones to me is fine QB2, QB3, in my opinion.
What can Rice plus one of them get you at quarterback?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'd rather just take Lemon and sell Rice for Jordan Love. Or Rice for like I think Jordan Love is on the low enough that you could probably get him straight for Rice.
Dude, you know how people are weird with fucking Dak in some leagues? You might be able to get Dak too, and I'd be cool with that.
Exactly. Like, to me, that makes more sense.
If you do that, and you would have Ferguson a stack, and you would add in a Jeremiah Love in this instance. Like,
yeah, and like 203, you might still get, maybe you can get Stowers to go along with Ferguson at 203, or maybe you grab like not Braylon Allen, I almost called him, Katron Allen or something at 203 to add to the running back core. Like, what's the backlog on team reviews? You'll get it covered like ASAP. Like, I think there's no more team reviews after this one, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe there's one more that we haven't gotten to yet. So if you get a team review voucher, you can submit it pretty much right away, and we'll do it right away.
Hey, Scribbles, I like Mendoza a good bit too. So in our startup that we just did, unfortunately, I got sniped on the 102. Shout out YWL. He's been building like a good young value team as well. I like what he's been doing, but he sniped me at the 3-9. And I ended up taking the 103 and the 104 at the 311, 312. And to me, I'm looking at it, whichever falls between Tate and Lemon along with Mendoza, I'm feeling very strong about. So, I'm cool with Mendoza, literally upwards of the late third, 3-4 turn area.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm definitely on the same page there. I'm like, among other quarterbacks, like I would prefer Nix and Dart and those guys. I think that's the difference between the two of us. I think you might have Mendoza over some of those guys, but
let me see.
Mendoza's in that tier for me of like Nix, Love, Dart, those guys.
Yeah. So the range that I have Mendoza, he's at 34 overall, sandwiched between, I'll read from 30 to 36 in terms of asset value. Keep that in mind, the assets, as opposed to, just regular players. I have the asset that is a 2027 early to mid first baked in at 30 overall, because I do think the top 2 to 3 are probably going to be valued higher. But at the same time, I do think like the 104, 105, 106 area, we kind of have to like bake in, like, is it going to be Ryan Williams? It's going to be Cam Coleman. Like 30 was the sweet spot, because I know if you get the 101, like if one thing is valued as top 5 and the rest is valued like 40 to 50, like I have to value it at 30 because Jeremiah Smith's going to be the wide receiver 1 in Dynasty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I have that asset at 30, aka aligned with like the 102, 103 in the class, I would say. Brock Purdy, Nico Collins, George Pickens, Mendoza, Dart, McMillan. That's how I have it right now. So 3.
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I would definitely prefer like McMillan over Mendoza, for example. Like that would be, he'd be ahead of those guys. But do we think that Kyler is 100% the week 1
I wouldn't say 100%, but I would say probably
JJ would really, I think if JJ ends up being the week 1 starter, you should probably be buying JJ McCarthy anywhere you can, because JJ McCarthy is definitely not better than Kyler Murray. And if all of a sudden the coaching staff thinks that he is, then he must be actually a pretty good quarterback.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, I'm not willing to say 100% on that just because JJ is a young quarterback. Like, yeah, like it's probably cooked, but at the same time, like we've seen young quarterbacks just dramatically get better. Like obviously sell them, like very few do, but like, did we think Jordan Love was going to be a franchise quarterback when he didn't start? Like obviously we saw McCarthy start and play bad, but there are instances where quarterbacks, just young quarterbacks in general, just get better. So I'd probably give that like a 10% chance of maybe he just magically gets better mentally, because I do think he's got the physical, tangible traits to be good.
Yeah. And Caleb, the way that you get the voucher is if you are a Flock Fantasy site subscriber using promo code FSE. And once we get to 50 likes, which we are 5 or 6 away from right now, we'll send you, type your Flock username in the chat. We send you a team review voucher and you are able to submit that team to us. But if you haven't signed up on Flock before, you use a different code, we are not able to send you the voucher to submit your team. But this is a perfect time to start on Flock Fantasy, because you can start a 7-day free trial and potentially get a free team review out of it if you're in the chat diligent with it. So this team is in really great shape. You have a lot of flexibility. Like I said, my favorite course of action would be to try and sell Rashee Rice for a quarterback if you want a better quarterback option, and then go and grab Mekhi Lemon and Jeremiah Love with these picks, and then maybe add another running back or another wide receiver at 203. That would be what I would be looking to do. But of course, if you feel good with your quarterbacks, you feel like Kyler Murray, Daniel Jones, Caleb Williams is fine for you, then you don't even need to sell Rashee Rice for a quarterback asset. I just think that Jordan Love is a great buy low in general, and that's why I'm willing to do it specifically for him.
Yeah, I'm not as on board, but at the same time, like, I understand it, but at the same time, like, stability is not how I describe your core right now. Let's just say that.
No, and that's what, like, Jordan Love can represent a back end to mid quarterback one asset for you for the long term.
Like, he's one of like the first 5 to 10 quarterbacks you think of when you say what quarterback's going to start for the next 5 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he's also one of the first quarterbacks you think of when you go, I'm going to just punt my redraft league and take a late quarterback round in my one quarterback, and I'll just take Jordan Love in round 14 or round 12 or round 13 or wherever he goes in single quarterback redraft leagues. He's going to be a good punt quarterback in that format, which is why I like him as a good second quarterback in Superflex.
So let's just say AJ Brown versus Tucker Kraft, they kind of cancel each other out for me. I know you're.
Yeah, they definitely don't for me, but
for E's sake, I think Hampton plus McMillan for Bijan's the deal, and also
it's also a no tight end premium, and there's no way they should cancel out a non tight end premium.
See, I disagree. I have Tucker Kraft ranked higher in a tight end premium, period, and then in a non tight end premium, they probably even out for me. Okay. For what it's worth, the average is like relatively close to. But let's just say for E's sake, because I think I'd be willing to give up Hampton to McMillan for Bijan regardless.
Hampton and McMillan straight for Bijan, to me, yeah, I think I'd be willing to do that as well. I think that's one of those like good deal for both sides type of deals. It's like if you're a competitive team and you're trying to just sell Bijan for a haul of young players, I think this is a pretty good offer.
Yeah, and if you are set at tight end, like then in that instance, you probably take the asset of AJ Brown because you can never have as many wide receivers. Whereas if you have, I don't know, a Harold Fannin or a Tyler Warren, and then you have Tucker.
I mean, this is his team. He's looking to, he's got a wagon of a team. He's like, I can sell my Hampton, McMillan, and Kraft. I mean, you're a little weak at tight end once you do that, which kind of sucks a little bit, but you're going to add Jeremiah Love to this team, and you're going to have Bijan and Genty already. Like, this is a wagon of a team. You could sell the 104 for, Colston Loveland if you really wanted to, and have a tight end at that point.
Yeah, I would even be willing to add if you had to. Like, I think that would be
maybe you can even get to Bowers or McBride using 104 plus some other assets.
Yeah,
this is a competitive team, obviously. So yeah,
it's a two-quarterback league. Oh, it's a 2-quarterback league. He's only got one valid one. Okay, let's figure it out how he can get his quarterback 2 here. Then I mean, it's got to be Mendoza at the 104. Then
yeah, I guess you got to take Mendoza 104 most likely. Because you're a competitive team, though, I would actually be rather sell the 104 for a current quarterback in Mendoza's tier, like Bo Nix, for example, so that I have a quarterback right away who can produce at the top 12 level. Because as much as I believe in Mendoza, it's not a guarantee that he's productive right away. We might get a Cam Ward or a Bryce Young situation where he's not really that productive right away, and you need a productive quarterback because you have a really good team.
Speaking of Cam Ward, I got absolutely sniped on him in the startup too.
Yeah. I don't have a ton of Cam Ward shares, so I probably should have been a little bit more in on him too, but
I definitely want more because like I'm starting to believe like, okay, like the Titans might have just been a dumpster fire. Not Zach Taylor. I almost called fucking Brian Callahan Zach Taylor, but
same shit.
Like Saleh is a culture guy, and obviously it didn't work out with the Jets, but we've soon learned that the organization of the Jets is just a mess. And I guess we'll see if the Titans are any better in that regard. But I don't know, man. 3 more likes,
fellas. 3 more likes, and you get free team review vouchers. So very close, very close. Think Fast, Run Fast, who got a trade question voucher in this stream here. And again, if anybody wants more trade question vouchers, we might actually need some questions here in a second. So if you put your username in the chat, we'll give you a trade question for free. CeeDee Lamb for Emeka Egbuka in the 103. This is this feels like a rage bait question to get us to argue with each other. I can't lie.
It's not a bad offer. I mean, all things considered.
So, I mean, presumably, Danny, you're going to get Carnell Tate at 103 because I think most people are on the same page as I am, which is that Lemon is probably the 102. But
so
Lemon or Tate.
This is my 11th overall player versus I'll say in the frame of assets, my 28th or 29th overall asset and my 42nd overall asset. So basically contextualizing it, would you trade the 112 in your startup draft in exchange for the 3-4 turn?
Which essentially I did in our startup draft because I traded my 112 for the 312 and a 27 first, which was projecting mid or whatever, which I would say is probably about an early 4th round value.
I'd value a mid 27 first over Igbokwe.
Well, for what it's worth, I also moved up from the 7th round to the 5th round as well later in the startup. So I was able to get a little bit more recouped value there. But yeah, Lamb, this is a pretty fair deal. Like I have Lamb at 14, so he's basically on the 1-2 turn for me as well, even though he's a little lower. And I have Igbokwe a little bit higher on the 3-4 turn as well. So it's not that big of a difference in terms of it. You said best ball league, if that helps as well.
I think this is probably exact value because ultimately here, like if we knew Igbokwe was going to be the first half of the season guy, you take the young asset and you take the 103. I think that's very good. Like consolidating your assets or not consolidating your assets. Sorry. Taking a consolidated asset and getting multiple
two really great, especially in best ball that benefits you. Like you get a 16, 17 point per game season out of Igbokwe. Even if Lamb's a 20 point per game receiver, that 103 asset's going to hold a lot of value in a best ball league where you get a 14 point per game season out of Lemon or something.
I was about to ask him, like, is this our league? And then I realized I have the 103 and I don't have Igbokwe, so it's not our league. If you're in a position where you can compete this year and a 19 point per game plus type of wide receiver can get you over the top, I have no problem doing this for Lamb. On the inverse, though, if you're selling Lamb, probably not in a position where you're fully contending. Let's just say maybe you're, middle of the pack contention, top 3 to 4 overall valuation. We can see that on his team. At that point, it's like you get Igbokwe. He's going to have a top 2 wide receiver role this year. He's probably going to play, 85, 90+% of the snaps. We're hoping the bounce back in Baker Mayfield when he's healthy. Like, if he's anywhere close to the first half of the season, Igbokwe, that's the risk that you're taking for the 103 added on this.
Which is great insulation because, Lemon or Tate has a great rookie season. They're going to be right there with Lamb and value anyways.
That was the word that was eluding me earlier. I said consolidation.
I lean the 103 in Igbokwe here, but this is a very fair trade. I agree with Scribbles. This feels very even.
Even face value.
Yeah.
Rage bait avoided. No, I'm kidding.
Rage bait avoided indeed. Okay, so we are we have 49 likes, fellas. One person in here surely has not liked the stream. If you like the stream, then you will get a team review if you put your username in the chat. And I'm sure we're going to get 1 like. So if you guys want to start throwing your usernames in the chat now, you can probably go ahead and do that.
Yep.
And again, if you want a trade question too, we're giving those out for free right now. So if you want a trade question answered, go ahead, drop it in the chat and we'll send one to you. And also Frosty, I sent you a trade question and a couple other people in the chat. Sawyer, I think maybe he didn't put his in yet. You guys have vouchers if you want them. Okay, so we got Reddit/roast me. That's crazy. Okay, we got a lot of people in the chat right now. Rylan obviously wants a team review, and we are at 52 likes. All right, so how would you guys prefer this? Would you like a couple of good team reviews in depth like we've been doing them, or would you like a bunch of 3-minute team reviews for a lot of different people? That would be my question to you guys. So
the thing is, if we go in depth, there's likely a chance you don't get your team review. If we go quicker, there's a likely chance we can get to a lot more people. So that's the trade-off here. It's like you can't have both. It's one or the other. Like, let us know. Might as well do a poll on it.
Yeah, true. Okay. I'm assuming most people want us to do a lot of team reviews would be my guess, just because then their team review gets probably done. Again, if you guys are new to Flock Fantasy and you want to actually have a chance to get a team review here, you can sign up using code FSE. We cannot send you a voucher if you used a different code or if you don't have an account. So if you use code domain,
by the way,
if you use code domain, shout out, you support them. But unfortunately, we cannot send you a review voucher if you did not use our code. So Bacon Bub and Young Z, I cannot see your usernames, which means you probably used a different code, unfortunately. Yeah. So I cannot send you guys a review voucher. Only code FSE users can get them from us.
It's my account display name. Yeah, whatever your account name is on Flock is going to show up in our back end.
And Hunter Duran, I just sent you a team review voucher because you were the first one in the chat who did use our code. So I am able to send it to you. The Sound Kernel here. The Sound Kernel, you have used our code as well, so I can send you a team review voucher. Sawyer, I know you've used ours, so I'm about to send you one. Sawyer G here. So team review voucher for you. Frosty, I know you were just in the chat earlier, so I know you used our code as well on your account. And again, for those of you guys that are like new to the site and shit and have no idea what's on there, we can do a quick dry run while we're waiting for some people to submit their teams. Really quick, I could show you some of the features on the site. If we go to the tools here, you can do mock drafts on our site. You can do rookie mock drafts, dynasty startups, their lobbies. You can join them just like you would ESPN, Yahoo. Ton of fun. You can do private drafts with your friends. You can do draft simulations, draft against our rankings, the bots, and all that stuff. Obviously, our expert rankings, all the experts that you guys know and love on the site in the Flock League. My team's feature, definitely new and improved, as we've talked about. The new column labels, you can see your percentiles for your teams. You can check out your rebuilding teams, your contending teams, etc. You can go individually within each tier and each team. You can see your contending value on each team, your rebuilding, etc. And then, of course, we have the trade calculator totally customized to your league settings, and the compare tool to do some research, the prediction tool, range of outcomes. You can see, okay, Ashton Genty's rookie season, who is he likely to turn into? Bam, you got all that stuff there. And then the prospects tab. Like I said, the 2026 prospects are in there. And if you want me to add the 27s, I will get on the devs ask go ahead and do that. And we also have the prospect model, the FSC prospect model, and all those videos is on the site for you guys to tinker with all of those positions. And I will be doing a big update of that in the next coming weeks as we get our final grades in and whatnot. So let me pivot back to the other screen that we have here. Anybody?
I went to go check my tab, and so one league isn't loading because I think it's got to get pushed into the 2026 league year, but it would almost guaranteed be a juggernaut just based off like who's on that team.
Yeah, that's almost the most fun part about it, is not even actually doing anything with the information, just seeing how good your portfolio is and being like, holy shit, I have 5 juggernauts out of my 7 teams or whatever.
Yeah, well, I have 6 juggernauts out of my 15 teams right now, and that's with like actually, not just Joe Schmoes. So
yeah. Diener, Nick, I believe your first name is, if I'm not mistaken.
Diener.
Yeah, Diener. I'm turning into a Nova Scotian.
Are you French? Like what?
No, Donaire is what I'm referring to. If anybody's from the East Coast of Canada, think fast, run fast. I know that is Rylan. Team review for you. Sent.
Donaire's like a donut, right?
A Donaire is a euro. It's a euro, basically.
Right.
Sorry. It's like a sweeter version of it. It's like the gravy's kind of sweet. It's very good, actually. I've had them.
I got Greek food like a couple weeks ago, and I got euros, and it just reminded me. It's like because you ordered like the tzatziki on the side, and you dip it in, and everything like that. And I'm like,
I love Greek food. It's like one of my favorite.
It's so good, bro.
One of my favorite cuisines for sure. It goes to me tier 1 Mexican, not even touched. Tier 2, I love Japanese, Greek.
But to hear the Italian slander, here we go again.
I like Italian food, but Japanese, Greek, and French are to me the tier 2 cuisine.
Italy's at least in that. Like
I would put it in the next tier down. The problem with Italian cuisine, as I've said many times, is there's a lot of bad Italian food out there.
Yeah, we're talking about good food, obviously.
Right, but being able to locate good Italian food is a challenge, in my opinion.
Fair, but that's why, like, I feel like the perception of Italian food, if you only have it in a restaurant versus if you have like a nonna rolling up her sleeves and making it from scratch, like
I grew up with 2 Italian twins, brother. I have had great Italian food, and the best Italian food I've had, including when I was in Sicily, was at their house growing up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I know the vibe. I know the vibe of a great Italian mother, a great Italian grandmother's cooking. I'm just telling you, Italian food that is very good is hard to find.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like when it is good, that
reduces the ability of it to be a top tier cuisine, in my opinion, because even bad Mexican food is still very good.
I don't know, man. You go to Taco Bell and like
that's not Mexican food. That's American Mexican food.
I wanted to see how you reacted.
No, that's American Mexican. I'm talking real Mexican food.
I know. I'm trolling.
Like any random street corner of Mexico, random taco place, still very good.
There's a lot more options that I see now with the engage your audience tab on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot more. Okay, so I've sent out like probably 5 or 6 at least team review vouchers. So if you guys were putting your name in the chat, you probably have one, but like Punny Clamp, unfortunately, I don't see yours because you are probably not a code FSE user. Then I can't send you one. Caden, I'm positive you used our code, so I can send you one here. But yeah, if you guys got in-depth, lots of reviews, a couple people saying in-depth. Okay, well, we'll see what happens. Greek is top 3 for sure. Yeah, Greek is a top 3 travel destination of mine. I've never been to Greece, but we almost booked our honeymoon there because I just absolutely would love to go eat like real authentic Greek food as well. That's why I want to go there for sure.
Does the poll post after it's done? I don't see it on StreamYard, but I see it on YouTube.
Where is it?
I posted 80% yes. I said, is Italian food at least A tier? And then it's 80% yes.
Did you post it from YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How did you do that?
I got an option.
From StreamYard or from the YouTube?
YouTube.
Like, did you click into the stream on Studio or whatever?
No, I'm just on the actual stream tab. It gave me 3 colons on the side.
With on our channel's
Engage
YouTube
with
account,
audience.
you mean?
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
I agree, by the way, Isaac. That's a good com.
Austin Tech's best honeymoon spot. Yeah, I don't think so.
Taco Bell is top tier Mexican cuisine.
Shut up.
Hear me out, though. It is top tier drunk food. I will give it that.
It's good drunk food, but it's
like you wake up in the morning and your stomach is in shambles. Like that's how you know you ate some greasy shit last night. Like, dude, I said it on the call that we had with all the people in the Flock League. We ended up doing a call for those of you that are curious. I ended up mentioning, I'm like, when we're in Denny's, bro, the next fucking day I am going to be like a beached walrus on my bed. Like we're gonna get you some gluten-free pancakes. Just eat a very I'm bringing really, really good Elmira maple syrup for you so that you don't have to eat that crap corn syrup shit that Americans call maple syrup. That's the other thing too. Like again, spoiler alert, guys, I understand I am a big guy. Like when I say that I can't eat American food, I'm not saying I literally can't eat any food. Like obviously, like I got to where I am because I can eat
the toilet.
Food.
Don't know how you got there. It's crazy,
bro. Well, I remember for homecoming, we were going out like a Guelph, like for like the homecoming day for football, and we all pre-gamed, bro. And my one fucking roommate was stuck in the bathroom face down with the toilet seat up, and he didn't even come out with us because he was fucked.
That's crazy.
Like we got crazy. We recorded in the morning that day, and I had 4 beers in the shower. I had shotgun 4 beers in the shower right after we recorded. I remember that.
Also, Johnny Clutch Cards, if you don't have a code, you can go to your account page and make your code FSE. And the next time you can receive vouchers from us, but the next time you make a purchase, you would obviously then be supporting us directly, which we appreciate. So if you didn't use a code when you signed up on the site, by all means, use our code because you're paying full price on anything that you purchase if you didn't use a code. And if you decide to purchase anything, you actually get a discount with our code and you support us. So win-win for you. All right. I gave you one, Spicy. I gave you one. Given the amount of review vouchers that I sent out, we are going to try and not spend 5, 10, 15 minutes on each team. But we do have Rylan here with a borderline brag team. Can't lie. A lot of receivers, a lot of quarterbacks, and great tight end course. So Rylan, if you're asking me what you'd like to do,
who's trying to win for me?
What's up?
Who's trying to win for me?
What do you mean?
Take a look real quick, early on the screen. Who's trying to win for me?
Oh, win for Danny. I see. I don't know who's trying to win for you, but
Danny Burner.
Either way, he said this is an IDP, so he's playing Hunter at a defensive back, which is obviously a huge benefit, I would imagine. Any consolidation moves to make, pretty much me and repeat offenders. So him and repeat offenders are the like juggernaut teams here. So this is like kind of a mano-a-mano heads up poker type situation as far as like the 2 best teams in the league.
Makes sense.
I mean, he's got better running back production than you, so you're definitely going to need to compete in that regard. He also has a third quarterback that's a little long-term more productive, but you also have Stafford who's short-term productive. So
best bar lineup.
What's up?
Is it best bar lineup?
It is a lineup format, half tight end premium, and he has Bowers versus Kraft, so he's going to beat him on tight end. He's got a better receiver core for sure.
That works in your favor for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he's down bad a little bit at the running back position, so the only thing that I would suggest, man, you're all in already. If you can sell your 202 plus your 27 first for another hammer running back, that would be the only move I would really suggest. Yeah, James Cook. I mean, he has Achane and James Cook, so I doubt you're going to be selling him to him.
Good point.
But let's find one of the bottom teams with a running back that has somebody worth a damn here.
That's probably like John. Like, could you get Jonathan Taylor's probably like?
I mean, this guy is Genty. I don't think you're going to get Genty for that.
It's probably like a
Walker, Chase Brown are both fine options you could go after.
I wouldn't pay that for Chase Brown, but
I'd pay your 27-1 and 202 for Kenneth Walker personally. I'd be willing to pay that.
That would be the cutoff for me. I don't have Chase Brown in that tier though.
I mean, this guy has Gibbs. I don't think you're going to get it done for those two assets, but I'd be willing to add on top of those two assets to get Gibbs. Or maybe he's even willing to sell you Gibbs for like Neighbors straight because, you know, you already have a great receiver core. You don't really.
I would have the 202 on Neighbors if I had to.
Yeah, I'd be fine doing that too. So going and getting an absolute workhorse like Jahmyr Gibbs would be priority number one for you. But other than that, your team is in excellent shape. You don't need anything else.
Hunter in the IDP, especially when he starts, you know, frying, becomes Odell Beckham III, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yes, Punny Clamp. I'll try it one more time for you here. I'm sure you switched your code over and you were one of those no code slappies, I imagine.
Oh man.
So yes, I can give you a team review now, and Punny Clamp, you should have one. American food isn't food; it's a science experiment. All right, we got RFK Jr. in the chat right now. Hunter Duran here. Team was drafted last year, got killed with injuries, and now I'm just unsure where to go. Picks are not updated, but I have the 103. Should I trade off the risk of Henderson to tier up at running back, or just pick for depth?
Depends what situation.
Okay. Hunter D. So he said he has the 103. He said his picks aren't updated yet. I mean, this is a really good looking team, other than really quarterback 1 and /2 is like the weakness here.
Yeah, you need a headliner at quarterback, I would say. Honestly, I would take the 103 asset and try to get a quarterback. I'm not worried about up tiering at Henderson because I do think that you need another quarterback first and foremost.
Yeah, I actually am comfortable holding the risk of Henderson right now because you're still kind of a team that's not quite ready to go all in at the moment. Like, yeah, you're a balanced team. You're a team that if you add another good running back, another good quarterback, you would be a truly competitive team. But there are those two holes on your roster right now. J.K. Dobbins in an ideal world is my RB4 or 5. In an ideal world, Jordan Love is my QB2. Kyler Murray is my QB3, not my 1 and 2. So that's kind of where I'd be at with your team is like, okay, at 103, you could take Fernando Mendoza and, you know, continue on your merry way and, you know, through this rebuild or whatever. I would be willing to send out the 103 asset if somebody wants to buy it for a quarterback that you can use, like a Dak Prescott and a running back. Like, let's see if there's a team in the league that would be willing to give you both of those things. Like this guy is Jared Goff and Chase Brown. Would you sell the 103 for Jared Goff and Chase Brown? Because that's probably fringe decent deal.
Probably about fair. Yeah, that's probably about the fair value. Obviously, if you can get up to like a Dak too, like we can see who has
like
them, like
Mayfield and Walker. I'd be willing to do that too. Someone gives you Walker and Mayfield for the 103.
Who was Dak? I'm curious.
Probably one of the competitive teams, if I had to guess. I mean, JT and Purdy, I'd be willing to do, but I doubt that gets done.
That would be tough.
Probably one of the lower teams has anybody that I really like there.
It's your advantage, by the way, if it's one of the lower teams that has them. Because
I mean, Breece Hall and Bo Nix for the 103. Can I interest you in that? I'd be willing to do that.
That's not bad. What are the like a good? Yeah. Bro.
I mean, I don't think I wouldn't be willing to do Judkins and Prescott. I don't think
I wouldn't either.
I'd be close though. It'd be close.
I don't have Judkins as high as you do. That's why
I have Judkins quite high. So I'd be pretty close on that. I mean, that's my 51st and 52nd overall player for a 103 asset that I have at like 38. Actually, I probably would be willing to do that, to be honest. So
don't you have the 103 at 30? Or am I tripping?
Or yeah, I was just guessing. I don't know exactly where. Maybe it's at 30, something like that. It's at in the third round somewhere.
Yeah.
Would you trade a third round pick for a couple of fifths or early fifths?
Yeah.
I got Judkins at the 604 in our startup, which I thought was insanely good value, and that's why I traded for him because I didn't actually pick him at 604. I was hoping he'd fall to me at 609, and he didn't, and I traded 609 plus some extra shit to get him.
I have Judkins lower than you do. A good amount. Okay.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that's totally fair. I guess my thought process with this team is, yes, I would be willing to make some pivot moves to make this competitive, but I'm not willing to sell the farm and move off of everything that I have. But you have the 203 as well, presumably. So you could also sell the 103 plus the 203 and get, let's say, Kenneth Walker, Baker Mayfield, and another competitive Mike Evans or something like that. Like this guy is Walker, Mayfield, and Evans. Would you be willing to sell 103 and 203 for Walker, Mayfield, and Evans? I would be. I think that's a good trio of assets to add to this team and make yourself really competitive if you want to do that. But you also could, trust the process, take Fernando Mendoza or trade for a young quarterback.
For sure. But overall, I mean, realistically, you could always venture if you realistically wanted to get younger and see what like it would look like. But realistically, I think this is a team that you could probably patchwork into, I would say, a top 4 contender while still maintaining a lot of your value. So yeah, if you could pull a move like that, you'd only use the 103, but at the same time, you'd still have all your picks next year too.
Yeah, no, for sure. And one thing I should mention is because it's going to be our 50th episode of Dynasty Decisions coming up, maybe we should do like a special like long stream or giveaway or something like that. So just stay tuned for that. And Ralph, because you've contributed so much to our support on the site, yes, I will send you a voucher, even though we already covered a team for you. If you want to save it, you can save it. If you want to get it covered today, we can cover it for you.
Yeah, we should be all good for the like vouchers for the rest of the day though, because I pretty much
sent out like 9. I sent out a lot.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. So like once we get through these, like we're gonna be past probably 2 hours of streaming.
Yeah, like I sent out like $500 worth of vouchers. So we'll end it here. If anybody else is listening along, just make sure you tune into these streams in the future, and we'll probably give out vouchers at a future date. Next up, we have Nick here. Good attempt with pronunciation. It's Diner. Okay, Diner. Okay,
Diner.
Diner here. This is a fun retool team that I'm working on building into a monster. Any more moves to get a 27 first or any other moves there? I don't see anything that sticks out to me as getting any more 27 ones unless you are not high on Breece Hall. I personally find him to be a good hold right now. But if you wanted to sell him for a mid projected 27 first, you could. I just like holding Breece Hall at the moment. So
reasonable.
Yeah, I mean 104 and 109, you're going to be adding presumably either Mendoza. I would love to make sure that it's not Mendoza with that pick because you already have Lamar and Drake May. So I would much rather get Tate or Lemon at 104 than I would the quarterback. So ask around, look around to the 102 and 103 team. Are they at risk of taking Mendoza? Like, let me actually take a look here. Who has 102 and 103? Are they going to take Mendoza ahead of you? This guy's 101. He's probably going to take Love. Whoops, I just sorted shit. Who else do we have here? This guy is 103. He only has Bo Nix. This guy could definitely take Mendoza ahead of you. So that would be best case scenario for you because then you would get Tate or Lemon with your selection. This guy is 102 and he only has Daniels. I would say there's a good of these two teams, Danny, you think there's probably a good chance that one of them takes Mendoza when Daniels and Shuck and Stafford are the quarterbacks of one team. And what was it? Just Bo Nix and Aaron Rodgers are the quarterbacks of the other team. I think there's a good chance that Mendoza is gone before you pick at 104, which is good for you because you have Drake May and Lamar Jackson. So you don't want Mendoza to be the best player available. You want to take Tate or Lemon because that's what you need more.
Yeah, exactly.
And then 109, again, deep receiver class, probably take another receiver potentially there. Maybe you'd venture into the running back position, but your running backs, spoiler alert, I haven't done the running backs to target and avoid 27 video or the rankings of the running back video. It's in my opinion, the 27 class, the strength of it is actually running back, not wide receiver or quarterback. A lot of people assume it's wide receiver and quarterback, but I think it's running back because we are so desperately in need of an influx of a great running back class. The class is stacking up quite similar to the 2020 running back class, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, realistically, Jaden Ball, we'll see what ends up happening year 3. Like if he gets that boost, Isaac Brown, like we mentioned, he wasn't even in our top 12 video.
Yeah, like
we got some comments about
between the Hardys and the Baws and the Kawan Lacey's and all those guys. Like there's going to be 4 or 5 really solid, great running backs in this class.
Maybe more, bro.
2025
honestly,
class or the 2020 class being the best comparable example, in my opinion.
We might get to a point where 8 to 10 running backs in 2027 would be like better than RB3, RB4 in this year's class. Like that might be the situation.
I think we're already at a point where at least 5 would be RB2 in this class.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. It's like then like we'll see if if Marshall rushes for 1,400 or 1,500 yards at Michigan this year with no Haynes, or if Haynes stay healthy, like. We had legitimate buzz that Justice Haynes could be like the RB2 in this year's class before he ended up
Durham and guys that are underclassmen that aren't even being projected draft capital right now. Like I'm telling you, between Hardy, Fraser, Kawan Lacey, Caden Durham, some of these underclassmen, if we get really good seasons out of them, this class could be really, really good at running backs. So the fact that you've structured your team in a way that the running backs are probably coming in 2027 and you can add the wide receivers most likely in 2026, where the class is a lot better at that position, then you can definitely feel pretty good about that. So again, I think if you guys are structuring rebuilds right now, you could feel pretty confident that there's going to be a lot of great running backs available between the mid to late first round of the 2027 class. So if you're collecting 4 ones thinking, okay, am I going to be able to get running backs in this class? To me, the answer is yes. Yes, there's going to be quarterbacks that emerge. Yes, there's going to be wide receivers that emerge. But I do think that the depth portion of the 2027 class will end up being running back. In the first 20, 24 picks, I bet there's 10 running backs that go, which you cannot say about this year's class. There's like maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then on top of that, I mean, realistically, you still have, an extra 27 second. You have all of your third and fourths as well. Like there's going to be a point next year. Again, you're already a strong rebuilder. Those young guys are going to end up adjusting. Like ideally, you get another running back, you get a couple other wide receivers, your quarterbacks are pretty much already set. Tucker Kraft, I think, is going to have a big time bounce back the minute he's healthy.
Also, the perfect rebuilding 1-year punt tight end too, because he's coming.
I took him in our startup.
Yeah, and I would have taken him had I had the opportunity to, because he's perfect for that build. 104 and 109. Again, you add, let's say, Carnell Tate 104 and Casey Concepcion at 109. Like suddenly your wide receiver core is complete. Like you don't really need anything else at that point. And in 2027, if the class strength ends up being okay, Ryan Williams smashes and Cam Coleman smashes and all these guys, you can always trade back from those picks, add running backs, trade those picks for running backs, etc. So I would just build this thing out like a shell of the 2027 running back class is going to be how you influx your talent. But you already have Hall and Tootin too. Like those guys could be your RB2 and RB3 in the future.
Hey, Corey, speaking of Ryan Williams, we already got a comment. By the way, the title of this video is quite literally 2027 Dynasty Superflex Rookie Mock Draft. In brackets, look ahead.
Yeah.
So obviously we're going to be watching the film on a lot of these guys, like go after this upcoming season. You already put them into the prospect. Like this is just a way too early pre-look. And we already got the comments of like, having Ryan Williams at the 104 is embarrassing. He's a body catcher and y'all know. It's like, come on, man. Like we're projecting forward.
He had fucking 900 yards at the University of Alabama at 17 years old his entire freshman season. Like it's a projection for him. It's a projection. And I broke him down in the video that I have recorded already for tomorrow, which is the
there's Jalen Waddle upside here, and you'd be foolish not to acknowledge that. Now, obviously, maybe like how people view Waddle has changed because they ended up making that deal for Tyreek. Like I'm telling you right now, if the Dolphins never trade for Tyreek, are we talking about Jalen Waddle being a guy that's been a wide receiver one three times?
Yeah.
Like he had a wide receiver one season the year before, and he was 23 years old at that time?
He had a wide receiver one season the first year Reek was there too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. And then obviously the injuries and stuff caught on, but like still, like, yeah, I think the narrative of
sickos do have a lot of takes to share. But yeah, if you want to tell me you've watched 5 games of Ryan Williams, all 22, and he's not going to end up being the 104, I even said in the video, this take could age terribly. I was like, he could be the 109 very easily. I just think that betting on the 17-year-old true freshman that we saw 2 years ago when he was consensus the 102 in Devy drafts, to me seems like a pretty decent option. But anyways, let's keep firing through these so we don't take too long. Jamar and Lamar is the name of this team. I think that's Bindles ahead of him on the thing. That looks like Bindles PFP there. Took over this orphan last season. Been trying to move Chase and Lamar Jackson for value, but haven't been able to. Sleepy league in the offseason. Yeah, that's always going to be unfortunate. Yeah. But the nice thing about Chase and Lamar is that once August and September come around, those are guys that people care about. Those are guys that you shouldn't have a hard time selling during the season. It's just that you kind of probably miss your window if you didn't sell them last year.
Well, yeah, exactly.
And you got to wait for the following season to happen again.
Yeah, more than likely you're going to have to. Unfortunately, Scadaboo, we'll see how he starts the season, obviously off the injury. You can even extend that to Daniel Jones. You can even extend that to there's another guy I was looking at that was hurt. Who am I drawing a blank now? Quentin Johnson, who's hurt at the end of the year? No,
I mean, yeah, Breece Hall's not hurt, but he definitely is, a guy that's going to gain more value in season because people hate the Jets right now.
Gadsden ended the year kind of slow. Like we saw what it looked like in the middle of the season. People were saying, is this guy the tight end one in Dynasty? Like there's a lot of assets on this team that I think can accumulate value like week 5, week 6.
Yeah. And then at 104, I mean, you're going to be in a great spot regardless, because whether you take Mendoza, who's our current 104, you need a quarterback, or you take one of the receivers because Mendoza goes ahead of you, you're going to be in pretty great shape. I mean, your goal right now, and this is sometimes the hardest position to be in Dynasty, especially like you said, in a sleepy league where people are not super active. You kind of just need to make minimal profits here, like where someone's like, hey, I'm going to send you this pick for this player, and then you end up getting a better player out of the deal. Somebody's like, I'm really excited about Rachaad White on the Commanders now, and they send you the 209 in the rookie draft, and you end up hitting on the 209, and you get a better player than Rachaad White. Those minimal incremental gains is kind of what you need to do with a team like this, because until you're able to sell Jamar Chase or Lamar Jackson for a haul, if you even do that altogether, that's when you're going to actually make up those big time assets. Because right now, it's not like you have 7 first-round picks next year. Like you only have a singular one. You only have the 104 this year. This isn't a league where you've stacked up a bunch of war chest draft capital.
Yeah, no, I think overall, realistically, you kind of
Lamar, I would sell. You got to sell Lamar, in my opinion. He's 30 years old, and he's starting to make me scared. I don't know why. Maybe it's just gutalytics right now, and he's going to end up ripping off an elite season. But he scarred me so deeply this season in the Flock League that I'm starting to get scared about Lamar Jackson, the Dynasty asset, where he could be Cam Newton 2.0 a year and a half from now.
You know how I knew that was the case?
Why?
Because in the startup, like you instantly pick neighbors. And I knew if you were still in on Lamar, it would have at least been like you dried the clock a little bit and you thought about it. Like,
for what it's worth, I did tell you before the draft that I thought that I like, because my portfolio is so heavy geared towards contending teams, I did want to go young in this startup. I did want to build out a younger team and maintain the flexibility. So the lowest down tier you would do for Lamar.
Well, what's considered a down tier? Like, can you get Lawrence plus like a good bit?
Yeah, I mean, I would be willing to down tier into the Bo Nix Jackson Dart territory as long as I can pocket at least a mid to early projected first in 2027.
Well, mid to early is going to be tough. You're probably looking at a mid to late projected 2027 one.
Would you sell Lamar for a Trevor Lawrence, the 109, and a projected late first next year?
I think I would.
That would be about.
I have Lawrence higher than you do.
Yeah, that would be about the line for me though.
Well, for reference, in our startup, Lawrence went 2.9 and Jackson went 2.5.
Yeah.
So yeah, like if you told me I would get that type of insulation and move down,
I agree. I agree, Scribbles. He is hard to sell.
He is hard to sell.
People, there's a lot of takes out there about Lamar Jackson. Like people still think he's a running back from his 2019 season or whatever.
Yeah, no, that's
he's a hard guy to sell, man. He's really not an easy guy to sell.
Yeah, so like those guys you mentioned, like if you wanted to go into the plus range, you can get gritty, but realistically, I would probably want to stay on like at least.
I would rather stay in the regular even tier like range. Like if you can just pivot to Caleb Williams and not even get a plus, like just straight up, I would rather just do that, or pivot to Jaden Daniels, not even get a plus. I would rather just do that.
You might have to add realistically, you're probably going to have to add a plus to Lamar to do that. But
I don't know. Lamar's been around a long time. There's got to be people out there that feel great about him. And people don't like Caleb Williams because he paints his nails and shit.
Yeah, but like for reference, both those guys went in the top 11 picks. Lamar went at the 2.5 in our startup. So like, I feel like maybe it's biased from me. And obviously there is some bias here. But
I sense the frustration from chasing breakers here because we're suggesting shit. And he's like, guys, I've been trying to do this.
We're doing what you asked us for. To be fair, he did mention it. Like, let me see.
Yeah, he said he's like, I've been trying to sell Lamar and Chase, and I haven't been able to. Chase. The other thing with Chase too, I'm not pressed to sell Jamar Chase. Like Jamar's still young. I don't have to sell Jamar, but Lamar is the one that of the two of them I would want to sell more for sure.
He basically alluded to it.
Yeah.
Which again, you're on the right track, but at the same time,
my Flock Me Silly team is very similar to this because I have Jamar on my Flock Me Silly team, and I want a haul for him, and no one's giving me a haul for him.
What does my team look like in that league? Flock Me Silly, is that where I have all the picks, or is that the other league?
I think no Flockin's the league that you have all the picks in. Flock Me Silly, I think you're a competitive team, or maybe you're a rebuilder. But my team is like it's my redheaded stepchild of my Dynasty portfolio right now, where I'm like I have like the most stuck rebuild of all time. I'm gonna probably make a video in the next couple of weeks going through my like worst Dynasty teams and trying to make some moves with them because I feel like I haven't been working the phones enough in those leagues and I need to be because the team's not in good shape.
I have no teams that aren't in good shape. The worst that I have in my portfolio are some balance.
Yeah, they don't say weak rebuilder or weak contender or whatever. They say balanced, but I feel like they're not good enough.
Let me see. So Flock Me Silly. Do I have 2028 first in this league, or is that no Flock in 2028 first? I have all my 2028 picks. I don't have extra. So in that league, I have Daniels, Hurts as my quarterbacks, Hampton as my main running back, Puka Igbuka as my two receivers, Colson Loveland as my tight end. Nothing else that's really significant in terms of players. But then I have the 101, the 106, the 110, the 201, the 209, the 301, 401. 2027 first and 2027 seconds.
I see.
So, yeah, like if realistically, I'm probably not in a position to consolidate right now, but
yeah, well, that's what it feels like. Everybody's in that league. Everybody's in the same freaking position in that league where I look at my team and I'm like, okay, I have Chase, I have Smitty, I have Addison, I have Worthy. I'm going to add probably Jordan Tyson at 105, or maybe I trade down and collect more picks. My receiver core is in pretty decent shape, but I have like Trey Benson's my RB1 and I have no method of getting another running back right now because it's not like I have 3 ones built up in 2027. My tight end core is fine. Because I have Tyler Warren. My quarterback core is Lawrence, Murray, and Daniel Jones, which is extremely risky, but I feel comfortable with it. And yeah, the team is just like, I need running backs and I have no assets to get them.
Is that the league that I sent you Kyler for Achane coming into the year?
It is, unfortunately.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, but I mean, I would have had to sell HN anyways. But like, yeah, I definitely would have gotten more for him during the season. That was probably the worst trade I made all off. That's why I said this league is my redheaded stepchild in my dynasty portfolio. I happen to make bad picks and bad trades in this league alone. It's weird.
Yeah, like let me see here. And don't worry, we'll go right back to the screen. But like in terms of this league, so I have Darnold and
like,
actually
you don't have the assets to go after Jamar.
I do, but I'm saying, I'm like, do I have the need right now? My team's not ready like this year. I guess.
Well, I would love to sell you Lamar because I'm salivating at some of the assets you have.
Yeah. Jamar, I wouldn't.
Jamar, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Sorry. What do you like? I have Chase and I'm trying to sell him. Is what my point here.
It would be Igbukah plus is how it's structured.
Yeah,
but then
again, Igbukah in 2-1s.
But that's what I mean. It's like I'm not pressed to do that.
I'll give you someone else too.
Yeah, we'll see. We could venture in the current picks. I kind of want to keep those 27s for free roll.
Well, I'm telling you, you're not getting fucking Jamar for Igbukah 106 and 110.
Oh, I don't know, man. You're just tempting.
I would do it for 127 first, 106, and Igbukah.
Yeah, we'll see.
I would be willing to do that, but yeah, I need to do something. I need to unconsolidate, whatever the word is. Tear down my assets.
Insulate.
Yeah,
there it is.
I need to insulate my trades there and just hope that Igbukah turns into Jamar, which is obviously very hard to do. But anyways, yeah, this team in pretty good shape. You unfortunately just need to make some moves, and it sounds like you're already trying, which is the right attitude. Unfortunately, you're probably not going to get anything done until the season starts, though, based on what you've told us. So continue to make moves where you can, incremental gains.
Yeah. Also, Kyle, it's not the issue of like it's not bad. It's clearly not a bad offer. But I'm saying, like, I'm not in a position right now where, like, oh, my team's completely, like, it needs to win now, to the point where it's like, I can just let it ride and see what happens. And, like, if after the 26th
unless I sell Jamar with somebody else.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not competing in 2026. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, Sawyer here. Tanked first year out of the startup for the 101, one quarterback league. Been trying to stack upside at running back and wide receiver, hopefully to potentially compete this year. But there are some really strong teams. Okay. This is a really good team. Obviously, you're going to add Jeremiah to this team and make it even better. We haven't said this in a while, Danny. I feel like we haven't used this term in a while. And again, Mason was the one who named the tiers, not us. But this team that says strong rebuilder, what would we call that, Danny?
Strong rebuilder? That's house money, baby.
Exactly. We would call, and we always use the word house money doesn't actually really mean what we're saying, but like it's the young team that has a lot of upside if things break right for it. And like Luther Burden and Emeka Igbukah are like perfect house money wide receivers to have because we know how much upside they would have if they hit big. And also too, they're going high enough on underdog that you feel there's a pretty decent chance they actually do hit big.
You know, I'm somehow, by the way, the number 3 ranked contender in Flock Me Silly.
Dude, that league is a cesspool of mid. Everybody's team is mid in that league somehow. Like it's like parity city in that league.
Because I'm like, I had no business like even thinking about contending. I'm like,
come get Jamar.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, there's only 2 other teams ranked higher in the underdog ADP than me right now.
I'll give you Jamar, man. Come get him. Devontae Smith on the block too if you want to get another receiver.
You want to hear the funniest part? That's not even accounting for like Jeremiah Love where he's going on underdog because it's listed all of the picks right now.
Yeah. No, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like you have the 101 in this league. Like you are absolutely in contention to be competitive right away. Like once you add your picks, like your team is going to be house money. And Jamar, even trading for Jamar is not even going to take a huge dent out of your team. Like you're still going to have asset value to be able to compete.
But I don't know, bro. I can build for Juggernaut plus. Like that would be. Imagine there was another tier.
We should tell Mason to make a
Thanos. You're just
Thanos or like League Ruiner or something like. Just like you're number 1 in asset value and contending value.
Yeah.
You are a monster. Like we should tell him that's what you should make monster
or Thanos. Yeah,
Thanos. Yeah. But yeah, dude, you could easily sell me a Igbukah 106 and a 27-1, no questions asked, and still be on a. And I don't even really want to do that with you because your team's already so good.
Yeah, no. If I did that realistically, I'd probably give one.
Get people in the chat going, dude. That's like a pretty good offer that he's sending you.
It's definitely not bad, but also like. I'm in no rush. When you have time on your hands, that's one of the most.
Wouldn't be the first time you fleeced me for Jamar for what it's worth.
What did I send you? DJ Moore, Keon Coleman in a first or something like that?
Garrett too.
Oh, Garrett, DJ
Moore.
Garrett,
Keon Coleman, DJ Moore in a first.
I don't think a first was on there. It was Garrett,
DJ Moore. It was Garrett, DJ Moore in 202, and I took Keon Coleman because I'm an idiot.
Yes, correct. That's what Zach calls crazy teams Thanos. Yeah, I've referenced it before. I'm like, you're Thanos. So anything you snap, you can get. Like you want
to land, Zach?
I'm assuming, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
Fair enough. Okay, so Sawyer said he's tanked first year out of the startup. I mean, this team is really, really in great shape because once you add Jeremiah to it, this is a house money squad. I don't really even think you need to do anything with this team because everybody is like, if you're comfortable holding the risk, like, yeah, Tootin could gain value. Henderson could gain value. Scattaboo, Brooks could gain value. Wide receiver wise, like Buka, Burden, Hunter, all these guys, you have like the perfect house money structure here. I don't think it gets much better than this because all these players are probably not going to be their best production this year, but they will be come 2027 and beyond.
That's what I mean. It's like, this is just free house money. You chill, you relax. You add Jeremiah Love to this team. He's going to be your headliner at the running back one position. And then by next year, if you want to consolidate some assets, you'd have the affordability too. Like this is a very good spot to be in. And I love building teams like this. And that's why in our recent startup, I did it again.
I'm doing the same thing. Just I didn't get to bend over 4 people in the league for first round picks.
Bro, you can't even say that. The one deal was bad, and the only even
2 of them were bad. 2 of them were bad.
I don't know. I mean, like
the first one and the last one were bad. Both of them. You admitted the last one was horrendous.
Okay, yes, but that's your fault because you put the idea in his head.
It is my fault. I sent him the better offer, and he didn't accept mine, which irritates me to my soul.
For reference, guys, Corey sent the offer when he was on the clock at 4:11, knowing inherently that he was getting a good deal when he did it. I don't know, maybe the guy was sleeping. I don't know what the case was. He ends up like waking up later in the day when I'm on the clock, when we're live
at like 5:05 and accepts the same deal that I sent him, except 5 picks worse.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you can't get mad at me for making the deal because you put that idea in his head. If
I did everything I could. I sent him the deal on a timer, like you got an exploding offer, which gets people to check their trades faster. And 2 hours after I sent it to him, I'm like, hey, what do you think about this deal at whoever it was? I can't remember. Like I did everything I could. I didn't pick for 4 hours. I literally bled clock for 4 hours to make sure I could get that deal done. And then 10 minutes into you being on the clock, he makes the deal with you.
We were on stream too. And I'm like, Corey, you know how you just complained about waking up to some great offers? And then I showed it on
stream. You got a fucking absolute gift in your inbox.
And you're like, what the fuck? I offered that to him. I mean, hey, like, I do appreciate you putting the idea in his head because I wouldn't have gotten that. I didn't even have to. That's one of the first deals I have never actually even had to put effort into. It just showed up.
I would love one of those.
99% of my
Someone
deals
in
I
the
have to
league
work
with
for.
me. Send me an offer that is a fleece right in my inbox that I didn't have to do shit for because I haven't had one of those in a while. Those are great though. Like once a year, twice a year, you look into if you're Danny once a week. Normal people once a year, twice a year, you look at your phone when someone sends you an offer and you go, oh, I'm just going to fleece this guy. And then you hit it. You don't get them very often, but they do come in eventually.
You can't say that I don't work hard for like 90.
I didn't say you don't work hard. I said you get fleece offers in your inbox without effort more than the average person.
But I disagree. A lot of the inbox offers I'll get because I put in the relationship. You got to build, like you're on LinkedIn, you're developing that relationship. I'm joking. No, in all seriousness though, people know I'm an absolute sicko that like you can message me something random at like fucking 11:45 p.m. while I'm watching hockey. And I'll just be like, hey, you want to talk a deal?
Yeah, like, sure. Anyways, Muppet Man's in great shape. Great house money, great house money team. Let's try and fire through these other ones here.
Or when you thought he was Caden?
Yeah, classic. Advice on running back targets, sell wide receiver depth 4, or would you look to tear down and reset? I mean, you're so loaded at wide receiver. To me, the guys that stick out as good sells among your wide receiver core are Chris Olave and Luther Burden. Chris Olave because he still has those concussion concerns coming off a great season. Luther Burden because I personally believe he's slightly market inflated, but I know Danny disagrees with that. And if you disagree with that, that's totally fine. Olave and Burden would be the two that I would look to sell for running backs personally.
Sorry, let me correct. I don't think he's inflated. That's what I meant. I would also see like the expert consensus and you have Jefferson higher. But on this team, like if you can get Omari and Hampton for Justin Jefferson, I would do it.
Yeah. He doesn't fit your build as much. Like everybody on your team is 25 or younger, except for Justin Jefferson, pretty much.
That's why too. And like, I do think if you get one other productive running back, like you're going to have to figure out some of the depth, maybe in season. You do have the 206, the 304, the
one of those Panthers running backs is probably startable.
Yeah, and then at that point, maybe like you could flip Jefferson for Hampton, and then if you needed to in season, you could flip a Wandale or a QJ for a depth running back. Like I think you could patchwork the core.
Like let's see. Okay, who has the best running back core?
Yeah, the Carolina running back, which is nice.
This guy has Bijan and Gibbs, but he has nothing else behind them. This guy has pretty good depth, I would say. I mean, could you go? Would you sell Jefferson for Genty straight?
Jefferson for Genty straight. I would. I'd take Genty.
I would too. So if you can get, I mean, this guy might not do it because he has, he'd be weaker at running back, but he also has Henry and McCaffrey. So he might not care as much about the value retention of Genty and just want to win. So you could maybe try and pull off a deal like that. This guy is Achane. If you want to go after Achane, you obviously could because of what Achane represents. I think I have this sorted here. In my one quarterback rankings, I got to move Achane down my overalls because he's a little too high. But Achane could be a guy that you go after. Judkins, Irving, like this guy's a good example of someone to trade with because he might be thinking, okay, I don't have any great elite assets, but I have a bunch of good assets. So maybe you could do like an Olave for Judkins or a Burden for one of these guys.
I wouldn't do Olave for Judkins based on my rankings.
I mean, based on my rankings, I think I would. Based on mine, let me see. Where is your team? Where the hell did he go?
There's a pretty big discrepancy for me, actually. I wouldn't.
Yeah, like I would be Olave for Judkins, maybe not quite there, but Olave for Judkins plus or Olave for Irving plus or something like that you could do. Sure. Or again, Burden for one of those guys plus you could do. Maybe you could even just sell one of these lower end guys like a Quentin Johnston plus a pick or something and go after, an ETN or a Tootin if you want to take the risk on one of those assets as well.
That's reasonable. Also, this is insane, by the way. Lamb for Wandale 107 and the 110. Holy crap. Took that guy to the shed. Took that guy to the shed and you locked him in there, threw away the key.
Yeah, but what I would do if I'm in a position, and I've been in positions like this in leagues before, gauge your market on each receiver. Who's the guy that people are excited to trade for? Maybe it's London. Maybe it's Jefferson. Maybe it's Olave. Maybe it's Ladd. Maybe it's Burden. You don't know. It's going to league to league. It'll depend. My guess would be that it's Olave and Burden relative to where I view them, but it could be McConkey. Maybe everyone in your league loves the McDaniel hire and they're super excited about him. Maybe you could sell high on McConkey. So just gauge your league on all these guys. Reach out to the wide receiver needy teams. Go, hey, I'm looking to sell a receiver for a running back. Make sure they also have a running back in the range of those guys and say, what of my receivers do you like? Do you like Jefferson? Do you like Olave? Do you like McConkey? Do you like Burden? Those guys. And maybe they'll tell you, I love Ladd or whatever. Because maybe they have a stacking partner with some of these guys too. And you can sell them even more on maybe the Kyler team wants Jefferson or something like that. Just do your due diligence in the DMs. Make sure they have a running back to give you or a running back asset. Maybe they're in possession of Jeremiah Love, like the 101, and you could sell Jefferson for Jeremiah Love straight. Like I'd personally be willing to do that.
Easily.
That's what I'm saying. Like the guy with 101, maybe he thinks he can compete or something like that. And you're able to sell him Jefferson for the 101. And he's like, it's Justin Jefferson. Like this guy right here. Maybe he goes, I'd love to pair Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson together. I'm not ready to compete yet. So I'm going to, sell my Jeremiah Love asset for Justin Jefferson or something.
Definitely try. It might be tough though, because he's got the 101 and the 102. Like he probably
won't do it. I'm just saying, like, exhaust all avenues. Make sure you can try and get those deals done where you can. And Caden has been following a long time. I'm sure he knows this stuff already.
He knows due diligence. He's got a good head on his shoulders, aka the terminology we always throw.
Yeah, absolutely. But anyways, let's keep going here. Got a couple more of these team reviews that we gifted for free here. So Frosty, I mean, this is a brag team. You got a lead running back, Trey McBride, all these dudes. Yeah. I mean, one chip last season, he said, looking to improve my wide receiver core, was thinking of trading Achane, Coker / Judy in a 27 and 28 second for a Monra. Good move or too much? Okay, so essentially you're trading Achane and some roster clutter and some twos for a Monra. I actually think that doesn't really do anything because it's probably a flex play guy.
Yeah. Anyway. I don't really think it solves your issue, honestly.
You're just pivoting production into different production for
it is a start 8, so like theoretically there he would be strengthening his wide receiver too, but at the same time Hampton, Achane, and Bijan are in your lineup every week.
And points per game wise, Achane versus Amon-Ra is going to be about the same production, give or take.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't make that move personally, but at the same time, can you make moves on the margins? Like it's going to be tough because you don't have the future assets nor a lot of depth on this team.
No.
You almost kind of need Marv to hit. Like I would almost rather take a Marv or an Adunze and take those picks and see what I can get to
get a better solidified asset for them. Yeah, like can you sell Odunze and a 2 for T-Mac or something?
Yeah, if you can up tier up there, maybe you can get like I would even be willing to do like a Tate if you can get there, the 102, 103 area. If we're talking about like a fringe top 10 wide receiver,
you could also just be like,
could get.
Yeah, screw waiting on Marvin. I'm just going to pivot into a similarly valued competitive receiver like Nico Collins, who you is going to be productive, as opposed to Marvin, where it's a little bit more of a risk.
Pickens, I think I would be willing to do that too. Obviously, then the tier up would be like the Jeffersons and stuff.
Garrett.
But yeah, Mekhi, Tate, Nico, Pickens, McMillan, Garrett, and then that would probably be the end of it, unless like if you're really high on Olave and you're really low on Odunze or Marv, maybe I would throw one of those picks, like the 27-2 to do that. But that would be like the most I'd be willing to do. Because realistically, I wouldn't strengthen wide receiver 2 in that Amon deal because you would inherently just be weakening another part of your starting lineup.
So Carter, we gave out a bunch of team reviews earlier in the stream. If you want to get a team review done and you want to pay for a team review, we will absolutely get to it on this stream. But if it's just you want a voucher, we'll be giving away review vouchers in plenty of other streams upcoming. But to get a team review, it's at the bottom of the screen. You can see it right there. If you use code FSE, you get 30% off on Flock Fantasy, and you get a free team review if you sign up annually. But if you just want a free team review, then just tune into these streams when we do them. Make sure you have a Flock Fantasy code FSE account, and we'll eventually be giving out more team reviews. But we've given out like 10 plus on this stream, so we're probably not going to give out any more. But yeah, Frosty, unfortunately, there's not a ton of moves that you can make because you already have this team like kind of locked down with the assets accounted for, and the depth is kind of suspect at the moment. But the good news is you have so much flexibility with the studs that you have that if you, worst case scenario, we're like, oh my God, I have to tear down from somebody, you have like 15 different options to tear down from. Like you could be like mid-season, you're like, man, I'm just like getting worried about Puka's, off the field stuff. And you could tear down from Puka into Justin Jefferson plus another productive wide receiver. You could easily do that at that point in time.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, overall, it's studs and duds. And honestly, for what it's worth, according to like the duds, like I'm actually a lot higher on Jalen Coker than Corey is. So like he would be more so in like, I want to say the 110 to 125 range in my rankings.
I just don't really trust him at this point in time. I think he's a fine wide receiver 6'7" for
he's 128 for
team, but like,
yeah, he's 128 for me.
And yeah, if you guys are land or domain code users, obviously we appreciate you being on the site, but I promise you we give away more vouchers than land and domain giveaway. I'm actually not 100% certain on that, but I know that the domain guys have so many questions to get through that they probably don't go through as many free team reviews and whatnot that are not just people renewing their annuals and whatnot. So we can move on to the next team here because again, we already feel pretty good about Frosty's brag team that he submitted.
Is this our league?
No, but he is in a lot of leagues with us. If
I'm
not
okay. Because I recognize some of the names like King Julian, Straw Hats. Okay, that makes sense.
All friends league. I'm commish, so sometimes I find it hard to trade, as a lot of the guys have the gotta win the trade mentality, which sucks. Obviously, made the playoffs this previous season, wanting to transition into competing, but hate losing value. Looking for a good RB1 and might try sending. Oh, hey, here's Mozzie right here. Might try sending the 26 first for 27s. Okay, I need you to not jump on my keyboard though.
Ozzie Smith. Oh, Taylor right in the mouth.
Yeah. But anyways, this is the team. I mean, not that you have to make a ton of moves because you already have a lot of good pick equity in addition to a young roster that is kind of actually almost exactly like my team that I'm drafting right now. The neighbors, Odunze, Harrison, Brian Thomas is like, I have Burden instead of Odunze, but like it's the all risk young wide receiver core. And then you also have Rice on top of it, who's also very risky.
And unfortunately, real quick too, the 107, 19, 110, like outside of maybe Jonah Coleman, if he gets like the best case scenario.
I think Price is going to get second or third round capital. He could probably get Price out of there too.
Yeah. Given the state of this team though, like if you can defer those picks into 2027, like if you can, so Corey, if you can turn, like obviously this is going to be really team dependent. Like we'll see if like anybody does that, but I would almost be willing to give the 107, 109, and 110 if I can get 2027 first. Random.
Okay, Ozzy, no, we're not
going to. Oh, he's biting you now.
Yeah, he thinks we're playing. All right, we're going to get you off of the desk.
Oh, he's eating.
Come on, buddy.
T-minus 8 seconds till he jumps right back.
Yeah, he's going to jump right back. I'm going to get him so he doesn't jump back up. Okay. But yeah, this is a team where unfortunately your assets don't align with the strength of the class. Like if you had a great running back core right now and all you needed was receivers, you'd be in great shape, right? You'd be like, oh, I'm just going to draft, KC and Boston and all those guys, but that's not really, hey, you're back. That's not really where you're at this point in time. So, you could
10,
make moves in the trade market too. Like you could sell the 107 for a competitive running back if you really wanted to.
Start 10.75 premium, 6-point passing touchdown. Holy crap, that tight end core is sexual enough.
Yeah, I mean, your flexes are going to be tight ends hitting the tight. Like I made the finals of the can't wait league with really bad and injured wide receivers. And the reason I made the finals is because it was a 1.75 tight end premium with a 0.25 first down bonuses for tight ends. And I had Fannin Pitts and somebody else who's really productive as well. I'm blanking on who it was, but they were hitting my flexes every week. Like every single week they were in my flex every single week.
Yeah, that's wild.
You love the tight end premium builds sometimes. Sometimes they work, man. When you have a heavy premium like that, it actually isn't the worst idea to have like 3 good tight ends.
Bro, just like when AJ Barner becomes a league winner for me in the best ball league. Like, come on.
Yeah, dude, Terrence Ferguson won me a fantasy championship this year in Dynasty Degeneracy. So
yeah, that's epic.
But anyways, yeah. Brock, what I would be looking to do if I were you is maybe acquire a running back via trade, 107, 109, 110. Maybe you can package 2 of those picks together. I already brought up the trade proposal of 107 plus 111 for Devon Achane. Maybe that does get it done in your specific league. Maybe it doesn't. You could go after Genty. You could go after Hampton. Those guys fit your build because you have a very young team. So that's kind of what I would be looking to do because unfortunately for you, Jadarian Price, Jonah Coleman, those are kind of the only real running backs that you're going to have in this territory. That are actually worth some of these picks. And what you could do is do the whole like, hey, punt that 110 into a 27 one as well. If somebody,
that's what I was saying. I'm like,
yeah,
I would almost be willing to send those 3 ones if I can get 2 2027 ones.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, if they consistently hit your lineup, then don't sell them. Like Gadsden, maybe because you don't really need him, but Pitts and Loveland, you want to roll them out every single week. Like I'm totally fine with that.
Dynamic duo, baby. Let's roll.
Yeah. But yeah, this is a team where you have the receiver core presumably locked down. I love the youth that you have. I love some of the upside. Like Christian Watson being your wide receiver 6, like feels really, really good there production wise.
Yeah, he's like my wide receiver 2 on the Flock Me Sideways team. Also, there he is.
You need to stop. You're being bad.
Oh, that tail has a mind of its own.
Hey, buddy. He's having fun right now.
That tail is wagging.
Yeah, he's biting my chair now. He's being weird. I can't remember what I was saying, but either way, you know what I mean. The receiver core should be locked down. You kind of just need to address the 2 big hits at running back would make this team a very strong contender, is my point.
He's very locked in.
Yeah, he's biting fucking my armrest on my chair.
Oh, yeah, he's done.
Yeah, he jumped down. Okay. We can move on to the next team review, and I believe we should be done after these 3 that we have here. Okay. Outdated sleeper league is what it says here. Team won 2 years ago. Right. I think he said he plays with boomers in this league. Spicy.
Oh yeah. Wait, is the next gen his dad's team? No, or am I tripping? I remember him. He's in a league with his dad too. Let us know, Spicy. I'm not sure.
Oh, is Jester J98 his dad?
Unless maybe you guys are sharing a team.
He's the next generation. He's the next generation. His dad is Jester J98.
Oh,
yeah. So this is his wagon brag team that he sent us, and his dad is the second best team in the league.
That's fire.
So, I mean, yeah. I have a problem getting that second QB spot set up. A lot of injuries as well. I mean, what do you mean you have a problem getting it set up? You have Caleb Williams and Justin Herbert. I'm confused. You don't need a third quarterback. Like I'm very anti. You need a good third quarterback when you have 2 top 8 quarterbacks in Dynasty.
You've seen how I've handled the quarterback 3 position in FSC Listener League before. Like I just take it by ear.
Yeah, go trade for Jacoby Brissett midseason if you need.
Pick him up for that matter.
Yeah, literally. Like Phillip Rivers, Davis Mills, Brady Cook. Like these were all guys that started games last year that you probably got on the waiver wire.
I mean, I had Joe Flacco drop like 40 against me in the championship a couple years ago.
He is just jumping around again. Hopefully he doesn't step on the syllables. It would be really funny if he did. Like the soundboard's right beside him right now. If he steps on one of the soundboards, just prepare your ears in case it's really loud.
Yeah, I love how the tail's like longer than him.
Yeah, he's a tube. He's a tube. But yeah, anyways, Spicy, like, what do you need us to tell you here? Like you have a goated team.
When like 4 seasons was just Herbert in the back that was starting off. Yeah, exactly. You're cooking. Yeah, y'all help my dad rebuild. Let's go. Let's take a
There
look
you
at
go.
Jester J too.
Yeah, third quarterback. I don't really care.
Woo!
Like I know you technically need one, but like I don't really care.
Bijan Burrow. Let's go. Colson Loveland, the boy. Fucking fill out those wide receivers and you're chilling.
Yeah.
Let's go. Oh, it's gonna go in your mouth.
He is being really weird. It's not in my mouth. It's in front of me. It's just the perspective that it looks like it's in my mouth.
Oh, you're gonna start coughing up fur balls out of his tail.
No, he's just being weird. Mozzie, what are you doing? He's jumping down. Oh no, he's just chilling now. He's just being strange.
I think he can't wait until these two team reviews are done.
Yeah. Anyways, like I said, if you can't get a third quarterback, it's not a big deal to me because you have Caleb Williams and Justin Herbert. And again, mid-season, you were able to patchwork Brady Cook and those guys, and you were pretty much fine there. Okay, now it's in my face. Mozzie, get out of here.
Yo, that looked aggressive.
Okay, buddy, I need to get you down. Okay, if you can go over this.
Yeah. I
need to go. Come on, buddy.
Can you click into it or something? I can't really go into it.
All right, we're good. We're good now. He's being a little bit of a turd.
Fuck. Oh man.
All right, where is he?
I love it.
Roberto. Here he is. It said mid rebuild here. So Cam Scattaboo, Emeka Egbuka, Luther Burden, Burrow kind of his building blocks, I guess. Gadsden being there as well. Going to be adding Jeremiah Love to this team, 105, 202, 203, and then he has an extra one and a couple twos in 2027. I mean, this is a good shell, good start for the rebuild for sure. Definitely quite a bit of work to do still. One thing that would stick out to me is you and I are not extremely high on Jordan Tyson. So 105, if Jordan Tyson is the best player available, I'd be willing to trade down, collect future picks.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody offered me a mid projected 27, 1 and 2, I would probably just trade out of that pick entirely.
Yep.
So that would be something that sticks out to me as like a move that I would consider making. And I also, Scattaboo's hard because some people don't want to buy into him because of the Jeremiah Love stuff. But if you can sell, because like the thing that would suck for you is that you have the 101. So you might just have the Giants running back and backup as your RB1 and 2 if Scattaboo gets nuked by Jeremiah Love, which would suck for you for sure. But if he doesn't get nuked and the Titans take him or the Commanders take him, then you'd actually have two viable running backs here.
Yeah. I mean, for that reason, I mean, I'm already lower on Scattaboo, but like realistically, if you can sell him near market value price, almost from a risk mitigation standpoint, you should. Like if you can sell him for what he's worth on the market and just transition to a similar running back, like the market, again, I'm lower than you on Judkins, but like the market could probably dictate you could probably flip them for each other.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, right now, I doubt it. I doubt it right now, but maybe
they're both coming off injury though.
Yeah, if he survives Love, then yes, for sure. But I don't think you can get Scattaboo, get Judkins for Scattaboo any chance.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe I would like you could probably get Tootin and insulation. I would take
maybe. Yeah. Or if you're gonna like just to pivot off of the risk of it, you could even, if you're a Harvey fan, you could even just go to Harvey plus insulation as well. If people are like, if you're gonna take the risky running back and roll with it, at least I'd rather do it with Harvey, given that you have Jeremiah Love asset coming in.
Reasonable. But yeah, overall, I mean, realistically, you have the pick capital. You added Jeremiah Love. We'll see what you do with the 105 as well. Whether you have to transition to next year, like I would, like if you can get 320,
you want to stack up as many picks as possible in 2027. Like come mid-season, if Cade Otton's having a nice run or Rashad White's the starting running back for the Commanders, we say this shit all the time, but like when you have an asset that peaks in value during the season, you sell them for, second round rookie picks or first round rookie picks or whatever their asset value inflated would be. Like if Rashad White goes into the season, starts the first 4 weeks of the year as the RB 11 in fantasy because they didn't take Jeremiah Love, then you might be able to get a 1 for Rashad White at that point or close to a 1 for Rashad White. So take advantage of those spikes as well on whatever assets you have on your team.
Yeah, no, I agree. Sorry, I saw Mike say this. Mike, I'm just wearing 2 gold crosses.
Yeah, classic. The Italian classic.
Well, the Cornicello is also a classic, but yeah, no, I just have my crosses. I wear these 2 crosses every day, pretty much. And
good Catholic boy crosses that Danny's wearing.
Which is funny because like I don't know the last time I've actually been to church.
No, but you went to a Catholic high school, and I went to a Catholic high school too. So
yeah,
it's classic.
Yeah, but Joe, like I'm Catholic, but like also like realistically, like based off my life, like I probably live more agnostic. you know?
Yeah, it's classic. We'll get into the theology podcast later on. Joe here won the last 2 years. If I win 3 in a row, we start over a new dynasty season. That's crazy. League gets nuked if he wins.
Joe Blacco.
Sell the farm. Yeah, he's classic. Sell the farm and win with a 27 first and others to nuke this league. Would you do it?
Yeah, fuck it.
Sell your future picks to try and nuke the league.
You can nuke it.
He's won 2 years in a row. So if he wins again, the league's done. Or do you go the other route and like maybe don't try and win again?
Well, let me see the bar between you and the other juggernauts. Like, I'm curious. There's a strong rebuilder, another juggernaut. That dude, I almost would do it for the sole reason of that guy who collected 327 once for his team to get wiped.
That'd be funny.
You know how petty that would be? That guy just probably tanked a bunch of years to get a bunch of 27 assets, and then you said, yeah, now actually I'm going to win 3 in a row, and your team's moot.
Yeah, I would say that go whatever direction you see fit. If you want to keep this thing going, what I would do to avoid winning again is sell McCaffrey and Henry. If you wanted to do that.
If you want, or you could just win again.
You go the other direction, and you're like, I want a fucking another win from this thing.
Yeah, which you could easily win again. It would just be hilarious if that guy spent so much time collecting the 27 ones and you just nuked the league to start up for.
I've never three-peated a dynasty league before, so I think it would be pretty baller if you just did it. I will have a chance to three-peat the Debbie Degeneracy League this year, though, because I won 2 years in a row.
Think of it like this, too, Corey. Like, obviously, let's just say for E's sake, in each league, winner gets on average 8 or 9 buy-ins. For E's sake, we'll say 8 buy-ins. Well, Corey, if you win 8 buy-ins 3 years in a row, that's 20 plus years of coverage in this.
Oh, I know.
Like, you don't have to do fuck all for the rest of your time. You can just,
it's a big pot, man. It's a big pot. But again, this team is so good and so well set up for the future as well. If you shedded McCaffrey and Henry off of it, that I don't want this league to be over. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Like, that's why I'm saying if he just sheds McCaffrey and Henry for value, kind of admits that he's not going to go for the three-peat, then this league stays going and you have a wagon of a team still.
Counterpoint, if you're going to be working with the same people in this league, again, like even if it restarts, you did it once, go fucking do it again. Go take him to the woodshed, go build another juggernaut.
I'll fucking do it again.
And I'll fucking do it again.
If I went, sell the farm with the 27 first and others to win it all. I would lean towards the side of maybe trying to retool just because you don't want the league to end. That would be the side that I would lean towards. But if you want to go for the Jamar alpha play chase or whatever, you could definitely just sell the farm and beat the crap out of everyone in this league. Anybody who's trying to win to like, who's accepting your first, knowing what you're doing to is kind of a moron if they're selling you like a really good asset for the one that you're getting rid of.
Also, Corey.
What?
Disclaimer to everybody in the comments. Yeah, I'm joking. I'm not being an asshole. It's clearly easy to make juggernauts. I mean, like half my portfolio is juggernauts.
Yeah, facts. That's very facetious of you.
I'm joking.
I have, I only have 3 juggernauts in my entire portfolio, and then the rest of my. Sorry,
which leagues? I'm curious.
Hold on, I'm not looking at my portfolio right now. I was looking at some specific league.
Which leagues are your juggernauts in?
I have 4 juggernauts in my portfolio.
Ooh. Fire.
I have Debbie Disciples, which is wild because my team's injured every year. Can't wait. Bush League Best Ball Dynasty, which I keep coming in second. I've come in second 3 years in a row in that league, pissing me off.
I came in second 2 years ago. It pissed me off too.
And Debbie Degeneracy is actually a strong contender, even though I'm back-to-back champion.
I'm strong rebuilder in that.
And then I'm strong rebuilder in Comedy of Errors and Satoshi's Vision, the Bitcoin League, and then the rest of my portfolio is balanced at that point. By the way, in Debbie Degeneracy, Danny, would you be interested in trading for Ahmad Hardy? Because I won the championship 2 years in a row, and I have Ahmad Hardy in my Debbie pool. So
I don't know if fuck, we could talk about a big boy deal.
Because, I mean, you've already sent me so many great assets for the Travis Hunter and Amari and Hampton trade that I made with you. Who
hasn't worked out the greatest for me.
Huh?
Who's even the best available player that wasn't drafted in the Debbie pool in that league? Because I have the 101.
Do you?
Yeah, I just that's the other thing too is it's hard to gauge on the analyzer on Flock.
Malachi Tony's probably in the Debbie pool.
Right. I have the rookie 101 and the Debbie 101, I think.
Oh, the rookie 101. I have no idea who that is, but who's the best rookie that came out of nowhere this year?
Well, let me see here. Jeremiah.
Tyson would have been rostered. Tate would have been rostered. Okay. Lemon would have been rostered, I would imagine.
Yeah, like I'm looking through. I can't really see anybody.
Mendoza, maybe? Mendoza
He got
roster?
drafted. He got drafted.
You got drafted? Okay.
Yeah.
What
Tyson's
about
rostered.
Sadiq would have
Sadiq's
been
rostered.
rostered.
Yeah.
Concepcion probably would have been rostered.
Yeah, maybe Omar Cooper probably would be the
Omar
best
Cooper,
player.
yeah, maybe.
Jadarian Price wasn't rostered.
Jadarian
Maybe
Price
on
might
the
not have been
right.
rostered, yeah.
Not
Not a good year to have the rookie 101.
No, not the
Like
greatest year.
last year, I had the rookie 101 in one league. I can't remember what league it was, but I got what's his name? Hunter with one of them. Or no, not what am I talking about? Who is the fucking guy that was the rookie 101 that slipped through the cracks last? Ward is who I got with it. Yeah, Ward is who I'm thinking of.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not getting a Cam Ward, that's for sure.
Yeah, you're not gonna. Mendoza definitely had a decent chance to slip through the cracks in a lot of leagues, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. My Debbie Degeneracy pool, it was better looking coming into the year, and then like guys like Mekhi Hughes and shit happened, so that hasn't aged too well. In Disciples though, I have Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson, and Ryan Williams the next couple years.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That'll be fun.
I'm still quite mad at myself that that I in Debbie Disciples my team would be a wagon if I just took Genty instead of trading for that pick away.
Fair point, by the way, Brock. Yeah, I have Genty in that league now, right?
I know, because I'm a dumbass and I traded for Devontae Adams, Isaiah Pacheco, and Raheem Mostert with that Debbie pick, which at the time, Pacheco was a top 5 round or top 3 round redraft asset. Devontae Adams, top 2 round redraft asset. And I
don't even remember that.
Raheem Mostert was like an 8th round pick. I traded that Debbie pick that became Genty because I didn't think Genty would fall to me. I thought he would go before, and then you took him, and then the chat said he's Ray Davis or whatever. But I didn't think he'd be on the board, so I traded it. If I thought I had a chance of getting Genty, I wouldn't have traded that pick.
I don't even see the 2024 Debbie startup here, or the 2024 Debbie draft's not even posted in here.
I don't know where it is. Anyways.
I'm trying to see it, but yeah, like it probably got reset then.
Yeah. Do I have a quarterback in this league? My tight end and quarterback core is pretty rough in this league, despite being the back-to-back champion. I have like a pretty bad quarterback and tight end core.
I have Drake May, Jordan Love. I have Genty, Omar, and Hampton. I have, and then it's like everybody, Hunter, Malik Neighbors, and then I have everybody else.
Yeah. I won this league with a tight end core of George Kittle, who was hurt, Terrence Ferguson, Dalton Schultz, Jawan Johnson, and Pat Freiermuth. But because it's best ball, somebody hit my lineup every single week in the playoffs. And then Jalen Hurts, Baker, and Geno Smith is my quarterback core, which kind of stinks. But my receiver core is like 11 deep. Like it's so good.
Yeah, depending on what it looks like, we could talk a Neighbors deal. Although I definitely overpaid to get him.
I don't really need a receiver though. I could use a quarterback, tight end, or an immediate producer for Ahmad Hardy because Hardy is can't help me now, and I'm trying to go for a 3-peat here.
Yeah, it's definitely not great that I basically paid JSN and Burden for Neighbors going into the season.
Yeah, that's a big time overpay now for sure.
It was on July 10th, bro.
Like my Debbie pool is Khalil Lockett, Nick Anderson, John Mateer, Jaden Greathouse, who are all ass except for Ahmad Hardy, who's the only good Debbie player that I have.
Also, did they fill the spot because Bindles just dipped, right?
Somebody dipped. Yeah, I can't remember who it was.
I think it was Bindles.
But anyways, yeah, like I said, Joe Blacko, you have 2 options: go win the championship or try and keep the league alive. I would choose try and keep the league alive, but if you want to alpha play it, you could definitely do that. We are going to head out of here. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, and hopefully we got to some team reviews for you, got some free content for you. Again, quick reminder, free annual team review. Will go a lot more in depth than we did on this video. If you sign up using code FSE right now, you can get our draft guide for the rest of the offseason. You can get our rookie draft guide, Dynasty draft guide, obviously, which is live right now. We're going to be adding, we've added, I think, about 5 or 6, 7 more team videos of prospects that you guys can check out in the showcase right now. Going to be adding more as the weeks go along as well. We should be up to at least 50 by the time the NFL draft gets here. And we'll of course have our redraft rankings manifesto and all that good stuff for those of you guys that do choose to sign up for an annual subscription. You get to use all the tools: the portfolio manager, the trade calculator, the mock draft simulator, the compare tool, the predict tool, the prospect model. Everything is going to be in there. So appreciate you guys. See you in the grimy pool of startup picks. Agreed. We are about to get into that range, and we'll have a video breaking down our listener league probably in the next week or two when the startup actually finishes. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, and we'll talk to you soon.